Okay. Okay. Hey. Sounds fine. Perfect. Hey everybody, there is Warrel here, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Hopefully, I will be finishing the main story, or, you know, finishing Case 5. We'll still have the DLC, but that's fine. I just really want to see how everything ends. So, let's do it. Continue. Which was it? Oh dear. Oh, almost loaded the wrong one. Again. Let's do it. I was actually going to do this last night, but it got a bit late and I was like, I don't really fancy recording for 4 hours. So, you know, it's no big deal. Right, so what just happened? I'm trying to, I can't remember. Oh yeah, we basically deduced that Ingo was already dead. Or he died at 2 PM, and when Rafer saw him, he was actually being channeled. Right, let's go. My god. That's loud. Talk about some really close shaves. Well, you can't get a closer shave from... Oh, can't get a closer shave than Headsman's brand Blaze, that's for sure. Yeah. The trial's not even over yet, and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the Queen herself in there. Well, maybe with Miss Faye's help, I won't have to keep on playing her game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently. But that's all it was. So she should be okay. Barbed head, hornhead. Oh, hello, Your Benevolence. Princess Rafer, you were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafer Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Ooh, they really like the flashbacks. My god. Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as the royal priestess. It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I know, I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I shall reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage. Ooh. Oh, that's okay, Your Benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks. But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know. Wait. Oh. Hey you, lawyers, where's the accused? Huh? Dirk? That's a good question. Wait. I blew it big time, AJ. Dance? Shut up, you. What's going on? This scoundrel tried to escape with the accused. What? We were able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant? Gosh, such a big mouth. I keep telling you, I got no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together, but I lost track of him after that. So, Dirk's on the lam now? Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye. What? Vanished? You wanna know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late. What? Don't tell me he's gone to rescue her. But that's what I am telling you. It's why I helped him escape in the first place. Dad, do you realise what you've done? Well, what's done is done. Still, why'd he choose to go rescue her now? Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block. Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me. Oh, don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as he frees Amara. You'll see. That's not the point, Debts. Listen, lawyer, you'll let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. See that you are ready. Wait, the trial's still on? Even without the defendant? Those are Her Eminence's orders. So you'll return to the courtroom at once. Okay. Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. I guess. Where the bloody old Dirk go? God. Way to disappear on your big day. Oh. High Court of Khura'in. Now then, let us resume the trial at hand. Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing. What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused? Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. They shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting. Yes, but what about the law governing... governing court proceedings? She'll change it. Then I shall simply revise it. Of course. I still find it weird that she writes it with her, nail. As ruling sovereign of Khura'in, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia. Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceeding. Okay. Oh my. Will the witness, Miss Maya Fey, please approach the stand? Oh. She looks... I don't know, sad, maybe? Sorry to summon you like this, Maya. Getting dragged out of bed and into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick. I'm sorry, Miss Fey. It was my idea. And you are... Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you. Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's told me all about you. What the hell, we're having a catch-up. You're the new guy with the loud voice. And a bit of an unreliable streak, right? But unreliable? Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since. Oh, he's on about when Apollo left the agency and went on his own to find the truth. It was after Clay died. So why was I called here anyway? Am I under arrest again? Huh? I guess no one's filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Fey, this is a trial for Dirk Sadmadi, and you're here as a witness. What? Dirk's been arrested? But... that's not exactly the reaction I was expecting. Miss Fey, you were suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. What? Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least, that is what the defense claims. Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion? Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense. Your understandable anger at the defense aside, will you testify, Miss Faye? Yes, Your Majesty. Huh. Okay. So that's why she's sad, because she's been woken up. Ah, poor Maya. Channeling the Minister. I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel. I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with. Wait. That was an odd statement. It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga. And if her words prove to be true defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you? Don't you? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem like Miss Faye is lying. Apollo? Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. Then I guess I'd better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first. Oh great, time to press. Everything! Right, so channeling the Minister. I don't have any idea what's going on, but I almost went to present. You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct? I was exhausted after being held captive for so long. That must have been terrible. Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he? Oh no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things. Like what? Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plumed Punisher. Acting like a brat netted me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me. Huh? Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here? He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers through. Oh, that? Approving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief. With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup. In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but of all the things that happened, I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. Okay. Who did? Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him. Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know. Something's not right here. Miss Faye, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time, is that correct? Yes. But I wasn't conscious the whole time. Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nena in the tomb? Dressed as Dirk? Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I'd remember if I saw something as crazy as that. Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. Yeah, I hate when he's right. Didn't even have the chance to do something like that. You didn't have a chance to channel him. Does channeling someone take a long time? Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But it was all tied up, literally. So there was no way for me to make the channeling mudra with my hands to do it. Right. I guess you really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right? Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes, but full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of a session, and they can send the deceased spirit away anytime they want. So I take you can do that too, Miss Faye. Of course. It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, Ace Spirit Medium. That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me. I'll show you, childish Nick. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. It's the next statement that she says that's a bit weird. So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes? Of course not. Spirit channeling is my bread and butter. And I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo? Well, until finger pointing and objecting become deadly, I don't see how they can be used. Wow, you're regular Mr. Smarty Pants, just like Nick. Always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback. I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. Yes, please. Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder. Though I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with. Why is that so cryptic? It sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Faye. Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs. Ah, sorry, I didn't realise. Wait, we're in a court of law? Yeah, I know. Then what was... Wait, what was all that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. Wait, what? You made a promise to Dirk? Mm-hmm. A pretty big one. I think this is about all you're going to get out of her. Yeah. Oh, okay. Enough. The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you? Oh, evidence, huh? There's no point in even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind. That's true. Just like when she channeled the High Priest, all Maya needs is her own body. If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination. What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you'd think there would be something to complete the deception. Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled? You bet there is. You bet your sweet ass. It's what we found in the tomb. You bet there is. Really? Well now. You're bluffing, I take it. I'll be fine. If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo. Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafer saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Faye, right? Right, because if he was, Rafer would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means... he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafer saw him. Aha! Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from. Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Fey channeled Justice Minister Inga? If it wasn't for the fact that we found it in the soot, or in the incense burners, like that would... I don't even know when that would come into play. It's purely because we found it in the tomb. Is that a gemstone? We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence? What was that doing in the tomb? Ah, so you do recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket? I don't get where you're going with this. Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafer, especially if he were wearing your clothes. So you would have had to change into the Minister's clothes before channeling him. Ah. Miss Faye, you used the Minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb, where you burned them once you no longer needed them. What? Uh-oh. She seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo. Although the music's kicking up, so I'm confused. Miss Faye? Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Karkul Karain, right? That is correct, in part, but there's more. Much more. Inga Karkul... What? That said Pompous. Wait. Yeah, it did Pompous, so... So Inga Karkul is at Hawkode, Diznam, Biani, Lorga, Ormo, Pompous, Darnit, already is... Oh. Karain III. That is his true name. Could it be any longer? Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So, Miss Faye, did you know his true name? No. I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet Immediate must know both the face and true name of the one she seeks to channel. Uh-oh. So then, Miss Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I don't know, or didn't know, and didn't like thanks to that last trial? I can't believe this. Apollo? I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off of some wrong assumption again. Apollo? I was thinking. Yes? Since I didn't channel Minister Inga, is it possible that someone else did? Someone else? But who else could it have been? I haven't thought that far yet. Wait. Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we? I don't care what Garan says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye, and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who is capable of channeling spirits for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been? It had to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters. I hate the fact they make things so obvious. Clearly, it's Nena. Yes. She ran into his quarters, and then a second later he ran out. Well, I'm waiting, Defense. And you know how much I despise waiting. Yes, but there is someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Minister Inga. There is just one more person, and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now. So the defense believes there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then. Oh, wow. That's a lot of health. Not a lot of chances. With pleasure. I don't know why they decided to adapt a health bar system. I think it was perfect with just the 5 chances. Yeah, I don't know, it's just weird that they changed it, but never mind. Horn Devil. Who could have channeled Minister Inga? Our only choice is literally Nena. Yeah, there we go. She disappeared all of a sudden after Minister Inga's death. She also ran into his quarters. Nena? Your Eminence said it yourself. That's right, Nena never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. There we go. How do you know? It's quite simple. Oh yeah, shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nena. Wait, did Rafa see her running into his quarters or not? I don't remember. And then there's her benevolence's statement. Oh wait. She said that Nena disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters. The room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterwards. You are not seriously suggesting? It's the only thing that makes sense. Nena channeled Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter. That's why no one has seen her since. And why only the Minister's shoe prints were found outside his residence. No way! That's gotta be it. Nena must have somehow channeled the minister. Huh. I like how Naota's done nothing this entire trial. He's just been stood there. All of the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it now. Or anymore. You can't claim Nena isn't connected to this case somehow. In light of this, the defense calls Nena to the stand. Well, Your Eminence? Very well then. Let's call Nena to testify. Yes, now we can finally crack this case wide open. Let's adjourn while the witness is summoned. There is no need. Nena is in the waiting lobby. What? Nena's here? I thought she'd gone missing. It seemed she was feeling unwell and simply wished to rest undisturbed. But her concern for Rafer brought her here today. She took time off without Rafer's knowledge or consent. I'm betting there's more to her disappearing act than meets the eye, Apollo. Yeah, I do too. Oh, there she is. It's Nena. Oh, damn. Is that her hair? Holy crap. Miss Nena, do you understand why you've been summoned here today? That's her hair. Her hair. Holy crap. How did that even fit in that bloody hat? Yes, of course. Her Eminence has informed me that this man here suspects I have committed a crime. So this is Nena. That's quite the hairdo. Though I will say... What? I suppose I'm not as old as I had thought. If this horn-headed nincompoop would take me for a criminal. Nincompoop? Isn't that Rafer's favourite insult? Did she pick it up from Nena? Ah, there we go. I guess Nena rubbed off on her. What with all the time they spent together. You there, young hornhead. Yes? You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inger and channeling his spirit, yes? What an active imagination you have. Young folk are so wonderfully open-minded. Thanks. Just take the compliment, Justice. Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony? This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inger in his private quarters. Okay. Wang. I'm no spirit medium, Sonny. I was feeling under the weather yesterday, and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honourable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Khura'in. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Karan is the only spirit medium left. Wait, but Queen Amara's not dead. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass Maya Fey. And there you have it. It seems we have summoned her for nothing. Only those of the royal bloodline have the power of spirit channeling. That a servant such as Nena could channel spirits is a most unamusing jest. On the surface, anyway. But our line of reasoning has led us to this end, that Nena channeled Inger's spirit. Alright, the defense may now question the witness. Alright, cross-exam. Okay. Feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones. Alby's dog stole your hat when you were in the courtyard yesterday afternoon. Was it after that that you decided to take a rest? I'd been feeling unwell all day, and had pushed myself too hard. I kept feeling weak and dizzy, and that dirty mongrel only served to worsen my condition. Well, I sympathise with you, Nena. You took the whole day off without informing Princess Rafer. She was very worried about you, you know. Very kind of her benevolence. But she need not concern herself with the welfare of a mere servant such as I. Except to Rafer, Nena's not just a mere servant. To even think a mere commoner could channel spirits or slay a minister. What hogwash. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honourable spirit medium. I hear you were the head servant, isn't that right? Are you suggesting that my position affords me the ability to channel spirits? Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I'd say it's plausible. If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure. I think not. For that goes against the very underpinnings of the Kingdom of Khura'in. To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. Okay. It is not simply some hobby one can take up in the manner of knitting and gardening, so commoners could never become a medium no matter how hard they try. That is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Khura'in. Okay then, what if you actually have royal blood in your veins, Nena? Like a distant relative or something? I am from a line of humble fishermen, all the way back to my grandfather's grandfather. I've never heard talk of royal blood or noble ancestry. Apollo, spirit channeling is a secret art passed down from mother to daughter. And even with a royal ancestor, it'd be impossible to learn without the right training. It is as the barbed one says. It also must be mentioned that this secret art is only taught here in the Kingdom of Khura'in, and your country's Khura'in village. Why aren't things falling into place like I expected? I would ask the witness to continue her testimony. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garan is the only spirit medium left. But that's not true! No, because Amara isn't dead. She's somewhere secret. Do I dare? It's just weird that she points out that Amara's dead, when we've discussed in the court that she isn't dead.
Objection!
Oh, that was right. Oh. Okay, I don't know what relevance that has, but sure. Okay, so I presented what makes sense in terms of a direct contradiction. Except I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case. Well, is the defense going to follow up its loud objection with a sound explanation? Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Nena's testimony. Go on. She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because in Khura'in, only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits. I fail to see the problem in that statement, defense. Hold on, I'm getting to it, Your Majesty. Years and years ago, Nena stated an absolute falsehood. Since we know that Amara is still alive. At the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Nena channeling Inga. After all, just after she entered his private quarters, Inga came out. Inga came running out screaming despite having been killed at 2 PM. Bum, bum, bum. That would mean that Nena channeled Inga. Even though supposedly only those of the royal family are capable of doing so. Wait. Wait. Is it too late to ask for a refund on my trip down the rabbit hole? Mr. Wright? You may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but if I can at least establish the possibility, I think it'll give us the break we need. Wait a sec. Are you going to propose what I think you are? Yes, it's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I can prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? That's... your mother. This photo's very existence, to say nothing of the person in it, contradicts the witness's claim that Queen Garan is the only remaining spirit medium in Khura'in. Oh devil, you mustn't! Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence? Ooh, she's visibly shaken. Will the defense please explain who was shown in the photograph? The photo in the... oh, there we go. The person in the photo is the previous queen, Amara Segata Khura'in. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she's very much alive. What? But that's nonsense. Take a good look at the law book in this photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could only have been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination. Ooh. God, her eye like twitches. Oh god, awful. Queen Amara's still alive? Has the lawyer gone mad? While I personally find it hard to believe, I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense. I think I know where we're going with this, and I don't believe it, but okay. Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Yet according to Dirk, she is actually being held captive somewhere. Boom, boom, boom. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks freely among us. Here, in this very courtroom today. Yeah, we're saying Nayna's her. But how? Uh-oh. Do not be deceived, Your Majesty. The Red Pepper is skilled in weaving plausible lies. It is the cunning, lawyerly art known as bluffing. But knowing this, there is no need to fear his forked tongue. Objection! What if I prove it? That's where you're wrong, prosecutor. Because you'll be quaking in your boots soon enough. Is that so? It's my turn, Nayuta, to wake you up to the truth right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive and has been disguising herself as... of course... Nayna. I'm still... Is this not a bit too far? Should have done Aldi. But that's... Ooh! This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. The person who killed Minister Inga... Are we gonna say it's Nayna? Oh. Someone with intimate knowledge of the divination seance. Oh, right, yeah, and knew his full name. The medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death. Was Nayna. Oh well. Condense these traits into one person and you get a spirit medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nayna. Your true identity is the former Queen Amara, and the killer we've been looking for all along. What? Wait, who was that? Oh, it was Nayuta. Have you finally lost your mind, Mr. Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemous, even in the depths of hell. Oh my, such frightening allegations. Indeed, and absolutely ludicrous to boot. Her Eminence Queen Amara yet lives. And it's actually Miss Nina here. You have truly gone off the deep end. You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Garan, Your Eminence. Is her nail gonna break? Or nails? If Queen Amara truly is dead, you should be able to channel her spirit, right here, right now. Isn't that correct? Oh dear. I can. Deny it no longer. Oh. The lawyer speaks the truth. Nina, the woman who stands here before us, is actually Queen Amara. No way! Is Amara the former queen believed to have perished 23 years ago? Paul Gunker? There it is. But she looks nothing like her. I mean, granted it's been 20 years, but still. Wow. Finally. We finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. Nina. No. Amara Sagata Karain. Please drop the act and tell us what really happened. I wonder if she's gonna change. From, well, looking like an old woman. She would still be fairly old, would you not? Oh, dearie me. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young Hornhead. Oh. Wait. Oh, what? What is happening? She's gonna transform completely, isn't she? I look nothing like her. Go into a cocoon. What? No fucking way. What the fuck? That makes no sense. Oh my god, she looks nothing like her. Yeah, no words. Whoa. She looks no different. What on earth? I'll admit, I was not expecting her skin tone to change. Huh. I just need a minute to, process what's just happened. I mean, I was the one that, said this, but even still, like, what the fuck? Was not expecting that transformation. Jesus. Okay. I was getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyway. It's been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Karain. It is I, Amara Sagata Karain, your former queen. What's Nayuta's reaction gonna be, because that's his mother? Queen Amara? Oh yeah, there we go. Shocked him so much he got knocked out. Yeah, maybe it's just something that runs in the family. And I thought Garan's makeover was extreme. Can it really be true? You are alive and well? It is true. I feel as if I have been called back from the Twilight Realm. I fear I have caused all of you a great deal of distress. Amara? I'm sorry I was unable to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It is quite alright, Garan. I am safe now. For Dirk, that blackguard who threatened my life will be recaptured soon enough. I need not conceal my identity any longer. Queen Amara, what does this all mean? Were you not killed in that fire 23 years ago? I barely escaped that blaze with my life. But though I survived, I knew that scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. Wait, but... Therefore, I staged my death and abdicated the throne for my dear younger sister, Garan. But the building of that great tomb, and disguising yourself as a lowly servant, Why would you do such a thing? Garan, I would have you explain. I wish for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I felt I could protect her. And it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station to that of a servant? She's got that right. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. He never even guessed she was living as a servant, right in plain sight. I must say, a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is a quiet, humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regal duties. Ah, but those days of peace have ended. Does she ever open her eyes? And it's all because of you, Hornhead. You should consider yourself lucky if that's all this ends with. If there is something you wish to say, then say it. It doesn't matter who you are, you won't escape the crime you committed. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inga's real killer. Ooh. What's this? You would accuse Queen Amara of homicide? A Grand Priestess of Kharinism? You can't do that. She's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people. If you commit the crime, you'd better be ready to do the time. Be you a priest, saint, queen, or god. I've never met such an egalitarian person. Queen Amara, in your years disguised as Nene, you would have learned about Minister Inga's disorder. So you knew you could dress in Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing seance vision. Isn't that right? What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer. Me, the one who the people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself. You may be a grand figure in Kharinism, but as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me. Ooh. Wow. It would appear your words are not in jest. Am I to suffer the sullying of my good name with the accusations of murder most foul? I wonder if she'll open her eyes when she gets, like, serious or something. I don't know. Please, Queen Amara, forgive his impudence. Valerio knows not what he speaks. It is fine. Fear not, good Majesty, for this is the Sacred Hall of Justice. Though I am a Grand Priestess, on this stand I am but a witness like any other. It's really creepy that she doesn't open her eyes. I shall face his accusations with grace and benevolence. Your compassion overfloweth, your mercifulness. Oh, young lawyer. In my benevolence, I must warn you that your assertion suffers from a tragic flaw. There's a flaw? Nayuta. Yes, your mercifulness. Who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered? Dirk Sadmadi, Maya Fey, and the victim, Minister Inga. Maya. I see. This is a fatal flaw indeed. I thought that was a T. It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga. What? Why not? Do not keep the defense waiting, Nayuta. Explain how wrong he truly is. Yes, your mercifulness. Her benevolence, Princess Rafa saw Minister Inga enter the tomb around 2:30 PM. Yet you, the defense, claim the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, then once she was done channeling, Queen Amara would have re-emerged and been left stuck in the tomb. Oh yeah. Had she tried to exit before you all arrived, Princess Rafa, who had been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolence saw nothing of the sort. Uh-oh. Well, shoot. Here do. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet... Oh, was she there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, Defense? No. No, she wasn't. Now do you see? Your flimsy chain... chain. Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood. No! We were so close. Well, that was entertaining, Prosecutor Sadmadi. Assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name. Oh. You wish for me to take over? Yes, prosecute your father to save your mother. What a I have no idea what that word is. Poignant? Fate you bear, and bear it you must. Are you ready? Yes, Your Eminence. And there you have it, Your Majesty. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I relinquish complete control of this sacred hall to your authority once more. Yay! Why, thank you, Your Eminence. Now then, Your Mercifulness, your testimony, if you please. So we're against Nayuta. Okay. I really hope she opens her eyes. It's quite scary that she doesn't, and that all she does is that rotating hand gesture. The lawyer's theory is absurd. Now I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from this sacred hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sadmadi for his crimes. Okay. Oh, such marvellous testimony. You are truly a treasure, Your Mercifulness. This too was but by the grace of Her Holiness. No doubt my unmasking here today was her will as well. Oh my. The Holy Mother, you say? Yes, surely Her Holiness has guided me to the witness stand. Whoa! What the balls? And to the purity of truth. Oh, how magnificent! Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger here on earth. Praise be for Queen Amara, blessings upon her mercifulness. Where the does animals even come from? Now then, the defense may question the witness. But remember, she is a Grand Priestess, so disrespect will not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any other flaws in her testimony. Wait. Is that not what I'm supposed to do? Wait. No pointing out inconsistencies, so basically I can press, but I can't present. Okay. That's a very weird rule. Now I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. What do you mean? My theory is utterly absurd and barbarous. And high-handed, if I may say so. Nayuta was right to call you putrid-minded. Surely even the monkeys of Mount Ponypony's holy waterfalls could devise a better theory. Surely you can steal better insults than Nayuta's best. Now then, to all of you gathered in the Sacred Hall, need I remind you? That was quick. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Well, maybe you were hiding inside the sarcophagus. She wouldn't have the key. After all, it does technically belong to you. I bet you'd have no trouble opening it. If I had been in there, I could not be here today. For the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave. I guess not. If I might ask, what's in that sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so... there is despair, sadness, hatred, and malice. Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within. Could discover the final hope, my continued corporeality. What? You completely lost me. And me. In other words, it's empty. But no one dared to open it because they were too scared of the curse. Now will you dispense with your theory? It is as empty as my sarcophagus. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder. Very good, but that very truth refutes your theory. Even if I had channeled Minister Inga... Ooh. And entered the tomb. The moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene. Oh. Precisely. As you said your self-defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. The only living souls in the tomb at that time were Dirk Sadmadi and Maya Fey. Be it in this life or the next. There is no escaping such simple truths. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from the Sacred Hall. Yeah, he's just like up and disappeared. There must be a reason why he had to make his escape to Dare. A reason? Ah, perhaps. Perhaps what? Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life. What is this?
Objection!
No. It's definitely not like that, your mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued you all those years ago. That was only because he had the audacity to claim it wasn't me, you must believe me. It was my duty as a wife to her husband. To bend an ear to him, was it not? Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage. Sure, I guess. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me. That is why I listened to Dirk. However, he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieves me to admit it, but my husband truly did try to murder me. That's quite enough. It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless. Ho-ho-ho! Do you understand now, lawyer? This is bad. The judge isn't going to let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it. How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to... Wait a minute, she's not normal. For normal people? Ah, maybe... Maybe what? Your Majesty, I think I can explain why Queen Amara wasn't there in the tomb after the murder. Very well, Defense. Do explain. I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of. And by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear. Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb? She hid in the sarcophagus, clung to the ceiling. Yeah. She channeled someone. All she had to do was channel someone. Then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she would literally be someone else. Why, I believe that actually makes sense. What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara? You believe that I, a Grand Priestess, would use the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit murder. Whoa. Oh, what the? Mercy, your mercifulness. What the fuck was that? How dare you spew such vile blasphemy, Defense? You will retract your last statement or face immediate execution. No, good Majesty, it's quite alright. Karanism also teaches that we must respond at all times with reasoned principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation. You had something to counter with. I do. Indeed. Now are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it would require a deceased person to channel. Oh, why is that highlighted? However, there was only one murder victim in the tomb. Which was Inga. And that was Minister Inga. The only others there right after his murder were Moya and Dirk. Were Dirk and Miss Fair. Ah. Had I channeled Inga as you allege, well, the outcome would have been quite odd to say the least. For there beside the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared. Even if I had been in the tomb, there was no one to channel except the deceased minister. So you see, I could not have vanished by means of spirit channeling. That's true, but I can't rule it out yet. Because, well, what if there was another victim? Someone we haven't identified yet. How absurd. If you channeled someone other than Minister Inga, you could have used their identity to disappear from the tomb. Another victim. Queen Amara. Please add your last statement to your testimony. This could explain everything. Wasn't there some sign of another victim in the tomb? Yeah, the bloodstain. And yet, why do I sense I'm not going to like what I'm about to find out? Minister Inga was the sole victim. There was no other spirit to channel until he was dead. I'm just thinking I could probably do that. Oh. Oh no. Fuck.
Objection!
Oh, the music stopped. I can't believe I'm presenting this. But it proves that there was another victim. Still, the only ones there at the scene of the crime were Maya and Dirk. No, it can't be. What? Hang on. That makes complete sense. When Dirk entered the tomb, he blacked out. And then when he came to again, he was holding the knife. He was being channeled, and then he stopped being channeled to be channeled again. That's why there was a gap in his memory. He's dead. Would the defense care to share something with us? Queen Amara, you knew, didn't you? Whatever are you talking about? If you won't tell this court, then I will. Well, don't keep us waiting. This case includes a second victim. One of the two people found alive in the tomb after the minister's murder was actually already dead. But the second victim, Apollo. Oh no. This is awful for Apollo. Queen Amara, after you channeled Minister Inga and moved to the tomb, you vanished from the scene of the crime by channeling the other victim. That explains why no one found you after the murder was discovered. Oh, you putrid pepper. Of all the half-witted buffoonery to come tumbling from your lips. But suppose I indulge you and play along with your little delusion. Tell me, Mr. Justice, this isn't going to be easy for either Apollo or Nayuta. Who was the other victim? Oh no. There's no way this can be true. But... no, I can't stop now. This is the truth. It's the only way forward to solving this case. The other victim who Queen Amara channeled was... no. He did mention a truth that might be hard to come to terms with. Listen, son, even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, well, and that, I don't have long to live. There is no escaping death now that it has its sights set on me. Dirk knew everything, but he couldn't bring himself to tell me. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Oh. Fuck. He couldn't accuse the love of his life. The sad truth is, the other victim channeled by Amara was... What? You can't. That's not possible. The defendant, Dirk Sedmari, is the one Queen Amara channeled. He's the other victim. This is insanity. Apollo, what are you... Do you realize what you're proposing? I demand an explanation, Mr. Justice. I don't know when or why Dirk was murdered, but the facts and evidence speak for themselves. And this is where they've led me. I see. After Inga's murder, Dirk and Maya were the only ones in the tomb. But if one of them was actually dead and being channeled by Amara... But it can't be, can it? Dirk's bloodstain at the scene of the crime was the clincher for me. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is... Dirk had also been murdered. That's enough. Your explanation cannot be the truth. And you would not dare to claim to have proof to support your assertion. Nayuta, I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I'm wrong. But as much as I don't want to believe it, yes, I can prove it. Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there is only one such place. You truly have proof. The fastest way would be to actually have someone go check the tomb. Go check the tomb? But why? Because I believe Dirk's killer hid his body here. Wow. This trial got fucked. you would suggest Queen Amara's sarcophagus, the only place in the tomb that no one would dare to look. Plus, a killer would soon become trapped by hiding in there. But a body, well, that's a horse of a different colour. Which means... I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once. Your Eminence? Being that Queen Amara yet lives, I trust we may now open it. If we must. Your Majesty, I believe Detective Skye is still there at the tomb. Let us contact her at once, and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Wow. Yeah, this trial got real. Jesus. I just feel like I've got a knot in my throat. That was awful. Now then, Detective Skye, your report if you please. I'll start with my findings. Please. Please. Please let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were. Oh no. A search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appears to be several days old. Oh. Wait, several days old? A body? Detective Skye, tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me my whole theory was completely off base. I have a photo of the body, and I have positively identified it as... Oh no. Dirk said Marty. So he is dead. Why? Why'd this have to happen? Several days old, though. Damn it, Dirk. Answer me. How can this be? Is that the Queen? Of course it is. The treacherous snake, the very head of the insurgency, murdered? Oh, what a joyous day. Those fools shouting for change and revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under. Oh, what a bitch. Is the gallery gonna start cheering that he's died? Who? What? Was he even fighting for? Apollo. What am I supposed to do now? Who am I defending? Son? Wait, what? Oh. Wait, what? A lawyer? Should never look the way you do right now. Oh. Oh, I didn't actually voice it. That's a shame. A dragon never yields. Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. Fuck. But Dirk, what if the truth is that you're... Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son after all. You believed in me that much, Dirk? Dirk, I think I finally understand. I can't yield. Not now, not ever. Not after Dirk believed in me, despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. I'm fine. Wow. I'm fine now. Apollo? Detective Skye. Yes? How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed yet, but I'd say it's been at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. Oh, and the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. Oh fuck, we don't have it. Ballsack. Do we? That's the channeling photo. Fuck, what am I looking for? Oh, there it is, god. Oh no, it just says stabbed in the back. I wanted the weapon. I could have sworn it only holds like 4 bullets. Yeah. Oh well. I believe they are the cause of death. Oof. Dirk's corpse photo. More than 3 days have passed since his death. He was shot 3 times in the chest. At least 3 days, huh? That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. Then who was channeling him? I think it would have to be someone who could get into and stay in the US without arousing suspicion. Yet also had a solid cover story so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this is who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States. Inga. Maya Fey. Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time. So it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right. And do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise to Dirk? Mm-hmm. A pretty big one. Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out. And that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Miss Fey, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he? I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promised not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died. So, I was right then. Apollo? There's something I need to tell you. It's about, you know, Dirk's final moments. I'm listening, Miss Fey. What happened in his final moments? It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder. So that's when he died. Hey young lady, time to get you up and out of here. Oh. It's that revolutionary guy. I'm here to rescue you. You are? Why? I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found out you'd been abducted. Why would a rebel help me? Let's go before it's too late. It already is for you, pal. Uh-oh. Long time no see, you rebel blowhard. Inga, I know you're up to something. I'm going to find out what. Oh, God. Holy crap. Holy shit. It does shoot 4 bullets. That's a really weird looking weapon. That's got a smart. You've become a real thorn in my side, see? So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Oh God. Jesus. Okay, that's pretty graphic. Oh, do you really think that a pea shooter like that? Oh my God. Could kill a dragon? What the? Oh, it does only shoot 4. That's when he missed and hit the statue. And then he ran. What are you? Some kind of freak? Nuts to this. Oh. So that's when the final bullet hit the statue. Makes sense. Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. Oh God. These ropes. I've got to help you. Relax, it's going to be okay. Sorry things turned out this way, but it doesn't look like I have much longer. No, don't say that. You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit. Stop it. Don't give up like that. If you do, untying a rope like that will be child's play. No. Please, hang in there. You can still make it. I mean, he was shot 4 times in the chest. Promise me one thing, young lady. It's about my son. Ah. Dirk was talking about you, Apollo. He said he wanted to see you. One last time. So oh God. He asked me to return to the US and channel his spirit. He really said that? Mm-hmm. He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years, but kept putting it off. And that this was his last chance. You just show up here without warning after all this time? What gives? I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice. Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk. You really did come to the US because you wanted to see me. I guess this means... it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb. Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on. I know, Miss Faye. And I won't disappoint him. Defense, if you are ready to proceed. I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case? Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now. Very well. Your explanation, please. Dirk entered the tomb at 3 PM, the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Yeah, there we go. Then he felt dizzy. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Miss Fey, did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 PM, Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the Minister was murdered at 2 PM. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Miss Fey. Oh, yeah, Nena. The previous queen. She's only 44. Damn. There we go. It was you, wasn't it? The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 PM. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 PM, she snuck up from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Fey's body. Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible. Objection! Not true. They have like a spirit... what was it? Spirit severing technique? Something like that? Actually, there is a way to do that. Oh, with a Magatama of parting, that is. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if it refused to leave. Oh. Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... wait, the extra pale brown one? Oh, that was a used one. Oh right, so when they're a one-time thing. Oh right. I didn't realise that. So that's why it was brown. Interesting. So they're only coloured while they actually have energy in them. That it was... That's right, Prosecutor said Marty. And you've seen one in action before. Wait, when did we? Oh yeah. You saw how the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned a spent pale brown afterwards. In other words, the brown Magatama found in the tomb looks that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Miss Fey's body, right? I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. Oh dear. I'm just checking my internet's fine. Yeah, it is. Okay. I just noticed I was dropping frames, like crazy. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long, after all. After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Miss Fey in her usual outfit and tied her up. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then Queen Amara must have changed it to Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, and channeled Dirk's spirit. We haven't actually explained that that's why there's a gap in his memory, but whatever. There it is. That's how she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. Dirk, what was going through your mind while all this was unfolding? So ultimately, it was all for naught. Wait. Nayuta? Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the minds of the people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies. Wow. What a dick. How can you? Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams. No, Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. I can't, and I won't. Naruto, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebels and their sympathizers who have been calling for his release can't be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun. No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence. He's dead. What do you mean? Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Miss Faye? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 PM, you have yet to substantively prove it. Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 PM? Yeah, we do. We know it was at 2 PM because that's when the firecracker thing went off. Well, no, I don't, but... It seems further testimony will be required of me, as it would appear that I have fallen under suspicion. I would like to state my case. Prosecutor Sadmadi, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Sadmadi to be the foul murderer that he is. And every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act. As you wish, Your Eminence. Why is Naruto doing this? Garan shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Naruto, what's left to chain you to her like this? God knows. Very well then, Queen Amara, please proceed with your additional testimony. Wait, did I may have said that wrong. Queen Amara, please... Okay, I may have said that, never mind. You have no proof. Well done, lawyer, you have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye. Now let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Khura'in and its people. Okay. Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on. Right? Well, not today. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now. The defense may proceed with its cross-examination. Okay. It's time to press a bunch. Whoa. You have no proof. Okay, so well done, lawyer, you have painted me as a murderer, or as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. Convincing others is all part of a lawyer's trade, so I'll take that as a compliment. You would, wouldn't you? I suppose you have deceived countless souls with your lies. But I should not be surprised, considering you learned from him. Him? You mean Dirk, right? Yes, the man who deceived and seduced me, a grand priestess with his silver tongue. We are still talking about the case, right? Surely you have heard of a lady falling for the wrong man before. But to think that I, of all people, would fall under that devil's spell. I think she's just making it sound like she hates him, but she doesn't. Wow, how did they ever get together in the first place, let alone procreate? I would advise all here today to beware this lawyer's silver tongue, lest you too be unjustly painted as a criminal as I have been. Bam bam. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. What, proof that she was there? I admit I don't have any solid evidence. Yet. But you're the only one who could have committed the crime. What on earth do you mean? Including Miss Faye, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Khura'in. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garan was in front of us. Who's JW? Oh, Justice and Wright. I'm dumb. Was with me and Mr. Wright, while Miss Faye was in the tomb. Was tied up in the tomb. That means that the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara. Insolent lawyer. Forgive us your mercifulness. Really, your majesty? Yeah, but have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in Khura'in? Oh, come on. What are the chances? Okay. You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer. Which is why you have had us use the process of elimination to zero in on her. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense? Of course I can't. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are 2 ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. Oh, that's easy. Which one can I actually prove? Proof that she was in the tomb. I can prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred. It seems you were ever bent on painting me as the killer. Well, if the shoe fits. Very well. Let's see some evidence that proves I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not? Oh, but of course. There is nothing to prove I was even at the scene of the crime. Bullshit. This actually becomes important now. Ta-da! It seems to belong to Dirk. A fingerprint was found on the inside of the lid, stained with the victim's blood. It doesn't belong to Dirk. Objection! It belonged to Dirk, who was being channeled by Amara. Queen Amara. Does this pendant look familiar to you? Why, that is... We found it in the tomb, and it has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime. Objection! And I fail to see how it is relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused? That's what I thought too. After all, Dirk had said it did himself. While he was being channeled. He said that? Yes, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Covering? How? For who? There is a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's. There we go. Doo-doo. That's a photo of the accused's body, is it not? Yes, it is. And I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot on it. Oh. This right here proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's. Boo-doo. You will notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant, except it's blue. Oh. Now that you mention it. Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own 2 of them, but in different colours? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair. A pair? If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to? Sorry to disappoint, but No fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belongs. There is a fingerprint. It's on the inside. But that's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sadmadi. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again? Now this is where it gets interesting. When we opened this locket up, we found a faint fingerprint inside. On the back of the lid, to be exact. What? No. So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? Queen Amara? It belongs to you, doesn't it? Okay, that's not an answer, but close enough. It seems I've truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be. Mother, tell me it does not belong to you. Nayuta, Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realised that you were channeling his spirit, and he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him. But why would he do such a thing? You really don't know. He was protecting you. Because he loved you. He loved you until his very last breath. And beyond. He didn't even tell us. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Dirk knew everything, even that he was being used. But he kept quiet, all for your sake. Dirk, why do you always... Well, Queen Amara? Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. Are you going to betray him now? Dirk, Oh, what the Oh, she opened her eyes, finally! Huh. This cannot be. I refuse to accept it. Queen Amara, are you ready to confess to your crime? Oh, our eyes are actually open now. I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sagata Karain, who slew Minister Inga. That's preposterous. But why? God, that's twice he's been knocked out by his beads. This is beyond belief. Mother, why would you? Forgive me, Nayuta. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way. The only way? So in the end, Queen Amara and Dirk Sadmadi. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile while he was still alive. I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime. So why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could come back to haunt you. I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband. Yet I could not bear any hatred toward him. I was unable to discard this or part with it for even a short time. As with Dirk, I have never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years. Mother? So she really believes it? That Dirk tried to assassinate her? A locket found at the crime scene. it actually belongs to Amara. What a shock. Your Majesty, is it not time? Time to declare Dirk innocent. I would ask that you do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm. Very well then. Your Eminence, prosecute Sadmadi if you have no further objections. This cannot be. My mother. I was going to say, she's not said a word. I have no objections. Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I proved your innocence. But... Very well then. Hold it. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with an assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Minister Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will now pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk Sadmadi. I knew it. That was us, wasn't it? Oh, it was Rafer. Oh. Your benevolence? I object. Oh, I cannot accept this. Is something the matter, your benevolence? Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. What's with her all of a sudden? Is this some sort of lingering affection toward Nena? Rafer. Speak the truth, Queen Amara. Did you really kill my father? Elsa never pointed this out, but that pose is similar to Albie, when he gets, like, the stars in his eyes. Yes, there is no mistake. She has confessed to the crime, thereby clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no need to continue these proceedings. But Barbed Head, Hornhead, are you going to let this stand? Dirk's been proven innocent, and he's about to be declared not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right. Apollo, if you have any doubts, now's the time to raise them. After all, the courtroom is a place for finding the whole truth. But it's up to you. It's all up to you. There are definitely things that don't quite add up. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought to light yet? Should I push to continue this trial? Push to continue. Yeah! Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth. And the only way we'll ever find it is to continue this trial. Hornhead. Very well then. Will the defense please tell us this? What important fact about this case has yet to come to light? The motive. What motive did she have? Queen Amara? There's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Inga? That is a fair question, and one that I shall now answer. It was for the future of this kingdom that I slew Inga Karkul Karain. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity. Further tragedy? Over the past several years, Minister Inga had been rapidly expanding his power. He had established the secret police, and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgents. He even had the overwhelming support of the people, but still he was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat. You mean his plot involving the Founder's Orb, which led to Maya Fey's abduction? Yes, Minister Inga planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power, after which he would assassinate Garan and usurp the throne. His machinations were reminiscent of that terrible tragedy of 23 years ago, and as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow a repeat of such events. Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. Security amid the courtyard was rather light due to the rite of channeling, and Inga had barricaded himself in the tomb with his hostage away from prying eyes. I knew I would never again have such a perfect opportunity, so I killed him. At 2 PM during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister. Oh, Ooh, she lying. My bracelet. Apollo? Yep. It seems this trial is far from over. Queen Amara, I believe you're still hiding something. And she is. But if you want to keep on playing this game of hide and seek, then let's start with that last statement you made. If I must. Oh. Wait, really? It's waiting for me to press that. Okay. Whoa. Wait. Oh. That's bloody subtle. Jesus. I think that's it.
Gotcha!
I think. Maybe. Queen Amara. You seem a little nervous right now. Of course I am. Is it not the way of lawyers to gain the advantage by unnerving their foes? Oh, well... Great. Now she's unnerved me. Focus, Justice. Just look for a habit or tick that shows she's hiding something. Wait. Oh, I didn't get that. Really? It's there! Maybe it wasn't clear enough. I'll try again. On the same point. I mean, it looks... that is a tick.
Gotcha!
Oh, the music stopped. I must have not been on the correct point. That's dumb. I was on the right spot. I just must have been just slightly off. Queen Amara? You're not very comfortable talking about the 2 o'clock rite of channeling, are you? I can tell because a finger on your left hand twitched almost... imperceptibly when you did. Oh. And that pose you make, is there something about your chest that makes you nervous? Whatever do you mean? The murder occurred at 2 PM. I'm pretty positive Amara was in the tomb at that time. So then why is she so self-conscious about her chest when she talks about the rite? The rite of channeling. Didn't Albie snap a picture of it? Queen Amara, I have here a picture of the rite of channeling. It was secretly taken by a certain individual. Oh. Ooh. Such insolence. I would have the perpetrator's name at once. Sorry. No can do. You see, I just happened to find it on the ground, so... Do you take me for a fool? How about we discuss the photo's origin a little later? Because right now, it doesn't matter. There's something much more pressing at hand. I believe this photo merits further examination. I just wish there was more to see in that darkness and more darkness. Or than more darkness. We might be able to make out a few more details with some image adjustments. Let's ask Emma if she can help. Bailiff, please summon Detective Sky to the Hall of Justice. What on earth? She's back. There you are. I was able to attain a much clearer image by raising the brightness. Hey! Oh. What's that right there? An injury? No, wait. I think it's a burn scar. Ah. Wait a second. So that means that's not Goran. Your Eminence. Yep. It just focuses on her chest. You don't have a burn scar like that on your chest. Oh. Interesting. What's going on here? Oh, I think it's fairly obvious. If the person in this photo isn't Queen Goran, then who is it? Again, I think it's pretty obvious. She's self-conscious about her chest. When she talks about the rite, at the very least. Queen Amara, the person in this photo isn't Queen Goran. Or Goran. It's you, posing as her, isn't it? The two of you look quite similar, but that's no surprise considering you're sisters. Oh yeah, good point. She's got a longer chin. Even the shape and position of your facial tattoos are almost exactly the same. and you are both capable of channeling spirits. Therefore, it would have been easy for you to impersonate Queen Garan. Queen Amara, you have a burn scar on your chest, don't you? Please remove your round mandala, so we can see what's behind it for ourselves. Oh, that's why that's there. Well, there might be more to it, but that would make sense. It covers up her burn scar. That must have been when she escaped. Like, just barely. Ah. So yeah, she does. Look! Look at her chest! Oh my god. It's the exact same burn scar as the one in the photo. I don't understand. I knew it. So the person in this photo really is... Yes, it's Queen Amara. This is absurd. Are you suggesting they switched places? Amara's confession earlier was also false. Mother, what is the meaning of this? Don't you see? This changes everything. We know for a fact that this photo was taken at 2 PM. The exact time the murder took place. But... that would mean Queen Amara couldn't possibly have committed this crime. Exactly. She now has an ironclad alibi. So Minister Inga's killer couldn't have been Queen Amara. Ironically, I actually said this at the beginning of the trial. But I will admit, it was purely in jest. I didn't realise it was actually going to be true. I'm afraid I no longer follow defence. Was it not Queen Amara who channeled the Minister and the accused to stage the crime? Yes, that fact has not changed. We have evidence placing her at the scene of the crime. And Dirk could have only been there in the tomb if she were channeling him. Which means... while Queen Amara did use spirit channeling to stage the crime, she didn't kill Minister Inga. His real killer is someone else. And there it is. What's going on here? Was her mercifulness covering for someone? If Queen Amara is not the killer, then who is it? Isn't it obvious? Why was this rite held in the first place if Queen Garan or Garan wasn't going to perform it? Who was behind the two sisters switching places, and for what reason? The answers to these questions, along with the establishment of Queen Amara's alibi, obliterate a certain someone else's alibi. Yep. Fuck, went too far. Da 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 da! I actually said, you did it.
Take that!
It's only because she looks incredibly evil, so you know. Why that... Is this some kind of joke? No, Your Majesty. I could never joke about something so grave. The only one who seemed to have a perfect alibi at the time of the murder... it was Her Eminence, Garan Segata Karain. Queen Amara, didn't your sister Queen Garan ask you to pose as her? And perform the rite of channeling? And didn't she also have you drive Dirk's spirit from Miss Faye's body? And then stage the crime to make it look like he was the minister's killer? And at 2 PM, while you were performing the rite of channeling as Queen Garan, didn't she kill Minister Inga while disguised as Dirk? Well, Your Mercifulness? It's no use trying to hide it any longer. We know the truth. You need to tell us the truth now. Mother? Justice Minister Inga's true killer is... Is she going to object? Oh my god. No. Oh god! The Royal Guard, of course. I really did it. Your Eminence, my life is yours. Isn't he one of Garan's Royal Guards? Queen Amara. Bailiff, arrest that guardsman. Mother. Garan couldn't have. Could she? Someone call for an ambulance. Quickly now. Holy crap. She got shot in the stomach. Ah, fucking course. It's been 2 hours, but yeah, I think I'm definitely finishing it. I don't care how long it takes. I was not expecting that though. Crap. Yeah, this. Son of a bitch. Of course. Of course, right before she said something, she got shot. But Garan doesn't seem very fazed by the fact that just happened. Which is interesting. Accused lobby. We're lucky the ambulance made it in time. But we've been forced into a recess for now while things get straightened out. I can't believe what just happened. Tell me about it. Do you think Garan put that guard up to it? If she did, she's going to regret it. No one gets away with something like that on my watch. Poor Queen Amara. Your benevolence. Any news on her condition? She is undergoing surgery at the hospital as we speak. They are giving her a 50-50 chance of survival, though. Oh dear. At Garan, justice will be served. Why? Why did this happen? Just as we were finally reunited. Oh, Queen Amara. What was that about being reunited? Oh, it's nothing. Right. How are you, Hornhead? Dirk Sadmadi was your father in all but blood, after all. Thank you for your concern, your benevolence. But I'm fine. Right now, we still have a trial to see through. So that's what I'm going to stay focused on. Hornhead. You are steadier than your stature lets on. Just don't overdo it, okay, Apollo? Dirk. That was a real shocker, alright. Can't believe the dragon is dead. That's... Say, AJ, I was wondering, when Dirk disappeared after I freed him, that's because Amara turned back into herself, right? Yeah, I suppose so. But I don't know if it was because Dirk's spirit willed it. Or if it was a part of Garan and Amara's plan. Or Amara's plan. Man, our dream of revolution. Now what are we gonna do? Is this it? Don't give up yet. There is a very good chance that Garan is the real culprit in all this. And if we can prove her guilt in court... Hey, you're right. That could be just the push we need. The dream lives on. Yes, it does. You know what that means, AJ? The fate of the revolution rests squarely on your shoulders. All in a day's work. Ugh, who am I kidding? That's a ton of pressure. But this is what Dirk gave his life for, so I have to do this for him. The Honourable Rebel Dirk Sadmadi. I would have loved to have spoken with him while he yet lived. Really? Why not? I mean, he seemed like quite an interesting man. Did she bump her head or something earlier? Huh. The trial is about to resume. The defense is to report to the courtroom at once. You got it, buddy. Already? After what just happened? The first thing Garan will do is respond to that last accusation. So you'd better stay on your toes, Apollo. I will, Mr. Wright. Ready or not, Garan, here comes justice. Ooh. Oh my. So, High Court of Garan. Here it is. Oh, it's only us. Wait, where's Nayuta? Now then, let us resume today's proceedings. Huh? Where's Nayuta? I must offer my apologies. I never imagined a royal guardsman would do such a thing. What? He wasn't acting under your orders. How dare you cast such suspicions upon Her Eminence? It is quite alright, Your Majesty. Suspicion is only natural under such circumstances. Rest assured that he acted alone, for I knew nothing of his plans. I don't believe that for a second. Now then, Your Majesty, regarding the murder of my husband, Minister Inga, I would like to offer a new possibility. A new possibility, you say? Indeed, for during the break, the real killer confessed to me. Wait, what? Are you going to say it was Nayuta? Bailiff, call the witness to the stand. The real killer confessed? What's she got up her sleeve this time? A lot of shit, that's what. I have a really bad feeling about this. It's Nayuta. It's definitely Nayuta. It's fucking Nayuta. Son of a bitch. You didn't do it, you dickhead. He doesn't have it in him to kill somebody. Not at all. He's the one who confessed. Prosecutor said, Marty, you're the real killer? I questioned him during the recess, as I felt that Amara had been covering for someone. So it was that he finally confessed his crime to me. Nayuta, you didn't really do it, did you? Why? Her Eminence speaks the truth. It was I who killed Justice Minister Inga. It was I who speaks a load of bollocks. Nayuta. What does she have on him? I don't get it. Peace. Prosecutor Sadmadi, are you absolutely certain about this? A confession of this nature is grave indeed. Yes, I am certain. For I killed him by my own hand. At last the real killer has been revealed. Yeah. How are we supposed to respond to this? Nayuta, retract your confession, now! Mr. Justice, it is not yet time for your cross-examination. Who cares about that? Admit it, it was Queen Garan who put you up to this. She forced you into giving a confession, didn't she? What the fuck does she have on him? You are out of line, Mr. Justice. Learn some self-restraint. But... or do you have something that might prove that I did not commit this murder? That is... What do you think you're doing, you idiot? Truly, the truth can set us free. Looks like Garan got to him somehow. I definitely didn't see this coming. Nayuta, why are you doing this? Why would you sacrifice even your life to do Garan's bidding? Blackmail, I would guess. Whatever the case may be. Prosecutor Sadmadi, your testimony, please. There must be a reason. There's just gotta be. Witness testimony. Nayuta's confession. I could not remain silent while Her Eminence fell under suspicion for this crime. It was I who murdered Justice Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Khura'in. I consider it divine judgment cast upon a fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch. My mother was simply covering for me. I am ashamed I let her go so far for my sake. Bullshit. Bullshit. You do understand what you're doing, right, Nayuta? You're sentencing yourself to death if you're found guilty. If that is the court's verdict, then so be it. I must obey the law above all else. What the fuck? The law, Nayuta? Or the Queen? Enough. This blather has nothing to do with the witness's testimony. Please address any issues you may have during the cross-examination, defense. Okay. Oh, I will. I'm going to blow his problematic testimony to smithereens. Are we, though? Oi, oi, oi. Nayuta's confession. Confession my arse. Fabrication. Could not remain silent while her eminence fell under suspicion for this crime. What do you mean? You kept quiet all this time, even though you were the real killer. Yes, and I accept that what I have done can never be forgiven. But I never imagined suspicion would fall upon the Queen herself. Prosecutor Sadmati has placed the future of our kingdom above his own life. He has taken responsibility for his crime and is showing his loyalty to Queen and country. Without a monarch on the throne, Khura'in would be plunged into chaos. I could never wish that upon my homeland. That is why I had to let the truth be known. What a bunch of baloney. I'm going to ask you again, Nayuta. Did you really kill Minister Inga? Yes. No matter how many times you ask, Mr. Justice, the truth is immutable. It was I who murdered Justice Minister Inga. But was it really? It's not too late. You can still retract your confession before the verdict is rendered. There is no retracting the truth. One either tells it or does not tell it. It is that simple. Why do you always have to be so stubborn, Nayuta? I hate how you never listen to reason once you get like this. I think we'll need some evidence before we can get him to retract his confession. Either that, or we'll have to force a retraction out of him by appealing to what's in his heart. It's not going to be easy either way. Prosecutor Sadmati, what was the motive for your crime? I had reason enough to kill Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Khura'in. Oh. That was a pretty small statement. What do you mean by that? Minister Inga was planning to assassinate Her Eminence in a coup d'etat. I had to nip this evil in the bud, even if it cost me the purity of my soul. So you're saying the death of another is a reasonable price to pay to protect the Queen? Long have we remained independent under the authority of our spirit medium queens. Spirit medium queens. God. We command the people's awe and respect with the power to commune with the dead. Without such a monarch, our kingdom would lose its standing in the world. But if spirit channeling is so important, why did you and Queen Amara perform the rite? I'm afraid my elder sister is quite capricious. She would fulfill her duty only when the desire to struck. Wait, what? Whatever, as sporadic as that was. It was, therefore, something she did on a whim. There was no meaning behind it. A meaningless whim. It's hard to press a statement like that. Now, if I may return to my testimony. Papa. I consider it divine judgment cast upon a fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch. Divine judgment. Yes, I render judgment upon the minister on behalf of the Holy Mother. Are you saying the Holy Mother guided you? No, Her Holiness would never condone killing in her name, regardless of circumstances. As such, I believe my defiled soul will be damned to hell. But I do not regret what I have done. I willingly sacrifice my soul to protect this kingdom's future. Snap out of it already, Nayuta. So, his motive comes from a place of faith, huh? Why does that sound completely credible when it's coming from him? Well, Amara expressed a similar motive. As for her mercifulness, she is surely deserving of her title. My mother was simply covering for me. I am ashamed I let her go so far for my sake. So you killed Minister Inga, and Queen Amara staged the crime. Is that how it went? Precisely. My mother is as clever as she is kind. She sought to conceal my crime by taking all of the guilt upon herself. Yet another lie. I need to poke a hole in his testimony, but how? Nayuta, could it be you... Ooh. Told Amara what to do. No, you didn't know her identity. There is no way. You didn't realise that Nena was actually Queen Amara, your own mother. That is not as strange as you might think. Much time had passed since we last met, after all. Right, 23 years ago, was it? When Dirk saved her after the supposed assassination attempt? No, Mr. Justice. It was 15 years ago that Dirk abducted my mother. Huh? That's weird. Are you sure about that? I remember it clearly. I was around 10 years old at the time. Nayuta, please add that last statement to your testimony. Okay. I was reunited with my mother, Queen Amara, 15 years ago, when Dirk abducted her. Wait. Then who the bloody hell's the baby? 23 years ago? Unless, is this photo not from 23 years ago?
Objection!
I'm confused. You're saying that Dirk made off with Queen Amara 15 years ago. But that's strange, because I heard something very different from Dirk. He said that they ran off together 23 years ago. That is impossible. Okay. I know for a fact it was 15 years ago. Well, I have evidence that contradicts your statement. How do you explain this photo? Dirk said it was taken 23 years ago. He said that? He did, but if we take what you just said as fact, then there's something in this photo that doesn't make any sense. This isn't making any sense to me, so I suppose I should ask. What are we looking at? What does not make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old? The baby. That is not a 10-year-old. Nayuta, this discrepancy may not be directly related to this case, but I don't think we can simply overlook it either. Dirk said the baby in the photo was you, but that doesn't make any sense if the photo was only 15 years old. After all, you said you were around 10 then, right? Ooh. He's definitely sweating bullets over there. Over something. Apollo, if this baby isn't Nayuta... Wait, you don't think... Oh my god, am I right about that as well? Did Queen Amara have another child while she was on the run? What? And just what if that child were being held hostage? Nayuta, is that why you obey Queen Garon's every command? It most certainly is. You presume too much. Ah, and that's why Queen Amara was trying to take the rap as well. To protect this other child. A child born 15 years ago. There would have to be someone who's around 14 or 15 years old now. Yes, Rafer, this is just a guess. Ironically, again, I've joked and said, you're Queen Amara's daughter. Or the Queen's your mother. But I believe I know someone who fits the bill. This also explains the strange behaviour. That's true. She did say reunited. This is the child who was born to Dirk and Queen Amara 15 years ago. Oh, and that also explains why she wanted to meet Dirk. And why she was talking about him in like a positive light. There we go. Rafer! Padma. Padma. That does not... Okay, never mind. Rafer. My god. All those strange statements she kept making, now they all make sense. Prosecutor Sadmadi, may I ask you something? Of course, Your Benevolence. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about... Queen Amara? And... about me? Oh! That's what they meant. From where did you hear such a thing? from Mother. And only yesterday. Rafer was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her. I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. Is that why she became defiant towards... Oh, never mind. I cannot accept this. Is something the matter, Your Benevolence? Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. Why? Why did this happen? Just as we were finally reunited. Oh, Queen Amara. Yeah, there it is. Now I see, Nayuta. Why you do what you're told. It's to protect your sister. The other child born to Dirk and Queen Amara was... Oh, he's not letting us say it. Mr. Justice, I believe I know what you're about to say, but I cannot allow you to name an innocent soul as the child of terrible sinners. But... okay. I thought you might try to stop me. After all, simply revealing this information endangers who you've been trying to protect. Oof. I think this should make it clear what I'm talking about. This is the chink in your armor, the reason why you fear for your sibling's reputation. Wait. The reason why you fear her reputation. Oh, sins of the father! That's why... It just occurred to me. When does it say? There it is. As the son of the terrorist Dirk, Nayuta was expelled from the royal family. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of the Kaironese people. Kaironese people. That's why... Sins of the father, of course. And that is... a file full of information that Dirk collected on what happened 23 years ago. Of particular note right now is what's written here, on page 34. The sins of the father are visited upon his children. This deeply held idea is why you were expelled from the royal family. Which means it wouldn't bode well for your sibling either, if she were revealed to be Dirk's daughter. You became a prosecutor to bring down Queen Garan, but at some point you came to serve the very regime you despised. And that was because the Queen found this chink in your armor. That's how she came to use your sister against you. Hold it. Wait. Oh, it's Rafer! Nayuta, have you been keeping the secret all this time? Have you been trying to protect me? You are an innocent party to all this. I live only to safeguard the law, and serve the country and queen from which it flows. One such as you, who is destined to ascend to the throne, need not fret over one such as I. No, I cannot accept that. What you say is, it's malarkey. Don't you even care what happens to you? Before country, queen, law, and everyone's future. My personal feelings are of no consequence. That is why I resigned myself to my fate. I know I must accept the status quo without any thoughts of change. Spoken like a true prosecutor and patriot. I shall continue to rule Khura'in until the day Rafer succeeds me. For that is what is best for our kingdom. I know, Your Eminence. Yours is of no small sacrifice. But I promise you this, in exchange for your life, the child shall remain safe, and the kingdom shall prosper. That is all I can ask for with my meager existence. Nayuta, is this really the new you? Resigning yourself to the will of another, and killing any hope you held for the future. No. The Nayuta I knew would never let himself be turned into this. Now, Your Majesty, if you would hand down your verdict.
Objection!
Ooh. You can say you're simply accepting your fate, Nayuta. But I know that deep down, there is still hope in your heart. Oh, Holy Mother, preserve me. It's the kind of hope that perseveres through the most desperate of times. And it's what binds you, me, and Dirk together, as a family. I know because this has demonstrated to me that you haven't lost all hope yet. Wait, it's not... the badge? Yeah, a dragon never yields, and because Nayuta never confiscated it. Thought so.
Take that!
His... badge. Oops. There we go. I must have been a bit too close at top and I scrolled. When you interrogated Dirk, you confiscated all of his possessions as potential evidence. All except this. Does that pop up if I just put my cursor up top? No, it doesn't. I have to scroll. Ah, weird. Did he take your attorney's badge too? No. I thought it strange, but... just when it looked like he was going to take it from me, he changed his mind. So tell me, Nayuta, why didn't you take his badge? You couldn't bear to take it from him, could you? And I know why. It's because this badge means something special to us. Hey Dirk, why do you still wear your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right? This badge is my heart and soul, son. I'll never stop trying to realize my dream, not until my very last breath. A dragon never yields, right? Exactly. Nayuta, Apollo, I vow to restore Karai's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world where you can live free from the fear of tyranny. You may say you've given up, but that's not how it really is it? You never gave up, and you never will because you still believe that all of the wrongs will be righted someday, don't you? They really like to use dots. You are very perceptive, Mr. Justice. It may very well be as you say. Why did I not confiscate this badge? Even I did not know. Until now. Perhaps I was waiting for him to save me. Save you? Yes, save me. Like he did on that day. Wait. Nayuta! Oh! When they were drowning. Apollo! Hold on, I'm coming. Aw. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nayuta, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me, understand? Someday, he would come and free our family from the chains of the past. Perhaps deep down, that is what I believed. I believed in Dirk, our father. Nayuta, I knew you, however, it was but a dream. And now that dream has died. Murdered along with Dirk. So now as the eldest, the responsibility falls squarely onto me. No matter the cost, I must protect her. Would that make her Apollo's sister as well? Technically? God, he's got a rape family. Trucy? Rafer? Nayuta? Please try to understand, Apollo. Understand why I shall bear all this sin. It is the only way. But...
Such insolence!
Oh, I was going to say she's been stood by. You have wasted more than enough of my time, lawyer. Do you not see the futility of your desperate floundering? The immutability of his duty? It is time to accept defeat. No way. Now watch as the hammer of justice comes down upon your dear brother. Your Majesty, the verdict, if you will. Yes, Your Eminence.
Objection!
Wait a second. What do I do? Does the defense wish to raise an objection? There's gotta be some way to save Nayuta. Apollo, It all goes back to that incident 23 years ago. It's branded him the son of a criminal. So if we could once and for all prove that Dirk didn't try to assassinate Amara, right, now you turn Rafa's father would no longer be viewed as a criminal. But I thought there wasn't any evidence left, because it was all destroyed in the fire, and Dirk investigated the matter for years but never managed to learn anything new. Really? Nothing at all? Could an exceptional lawyer like Dirk try that long and really uncover nothing at all? He had over 2 decades, Apollo. Huh? He's right. I doubt Dirk would have gone to his grave without discovering something new. He must have secretly planted something to topple around with somewhere. Take another look at the evidence. You just might find what we need to break out of the situation we're in here. Wait, within here. Oh, within there. God. That's why I couldn't read it. I'm like, what? That makes sense. No sense. If the defense is done stalling for time, I shall now render my verdict. No, wait. About the assassination attempt 23 years ago. The defense has some new information it would like to share. You do? Well, we had intended to deliberate that case in the course of this trial. Dirk, did you leave something behind for me? Is there some connection I'm missing here? Very well then. What is the source of your new information about the case from 23 years ago? I'm just trying to think what I received. Wait. I have no idea. I was hoping I could flip it. Maybe there'd be something on the back of this. This is technically the only evidence I actually got from Dirk, and I'm pretty sure he even said it's... Did he get it from the fire? I don't remember. Screw it, I could present my attorney's badge. I'll just go with this. What else would be applicable to the fire from 23 years ago? Wait, no, hang on a minute. Oh yeah, he died in the fire 23 years ago. Shoot. I completely forgot about that. A photograph? Yes. Do you recall the travelling musician who died in that fire 23 years ago? How could anyone forget such a painful chapter in our history? The poor fellow was caught up in the blaze that was meant for Queen Amara. We never knew his identity though, as his belongings were burnt to ash. Yeah, the one thing that wasn't burnt to ash was his son. Well, about that, the truth is, he was my biological father. Oh. What? Why, of course. With his photo and her benevolence. Exactly. We might be able to prove Dirk completely innocent. And that would free her from the infamy of having criminal blood on her, in her veins. Because here in Khura'in, we can witness the final memories of the dead. What utter nonsense. There was no evidence left in the wake of that blaze. That's what you think. But Dirk went to the ends of the earth to bring this little souvenir back for us. He did? There is something on the back of it. That's what I'm gonna guess. Yep, and boy is it the best piece of evidence ever. He knew that with it, we'd finally be able to conclusively settle the matter here in court, and save his children. All 3 of them. Your Majesty, the defense requests that we hold a divination seance for this new victim. Wait, for his father? What a waste of time. The events of 23 years past have already been deliberated at length. But wasn't Dirk on trial for that incident as well today? So, we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we failed to look into this new lead, would we? She just doesn't want to. Interesting. As the presiding judge, I will now share my thoughts on the matter. The attempted assassination of Queen Amara is a case we can ill afford to leave open, and I believe that the final memories of the victim will prove to be very important. Therefore, it is the opinion of this court that we should conduct another divination seance. 2 in 1 case. Ooh. Well, yeah, it is. Why you? Your benevolence? If you knew the full name of the victim seen in this photo, would you be able to perform a divination seance? You'd be able to perform a divination seance, right? Of course. Leave it to me. Thank you. Do we know his name? My father's full name is... Do we actually know? Oh, does it say... Oh, it is Jove Justice. Oh! Oh, I thought Jove Justice was like... Okay, never mind. I didn't realise we knew his name. I'm an idiot. I even read that, but I was like, yeah, Jove Justice. JJ. Oh, how did we find out his name? I can't remember who told us. Was it Dats? Jove Justice. Alright. Huh. I'm very confused. Oh, I feel dumb. I don't remember when we got that, though. Like, when we found out his true name, but never mind. Not like it matters. Now, your benevolence, please commence the divination seance when you are ready.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped.
Actually, if it does the cutscene, I'll actually mute so that I can open up mid-drink.
O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Do we have the cutscene? We do! Awesome. Right, be right back. Bumpa-dum-pa-dum, bumpa-dum-pa-dum. Right, we're like halfway there. It's actually not that long of a cutscene, to be honest. Not really. There it is. Into the pool of souls. Burning heat. Oh no. Crying. Heat. Burning. Crying. Burning. Pain. Oh, wait a minute. He didn't die in the fire. Metallic sound. Pain. He was killed. Oh. He was murdered and then burned in the fire. Oh, not good. The spirit of the victim has granted us a window into his final moments. Oh yeah, whoops. My mouse is over here. It wasn't on my BlueStacks window. It would appear the divination seance was a success. So those were my father's final moments. That baby we saw must have been you, Apollo. I will now decipher the experience of the deceased. Are you ready, Hornhead? Hornhead? Yes, please proceed. Insight. Very well. Here are my interpretations of the facts as gleaned from the Seance vision. Also, I've not actually said, but this very well might be my favourite case in the entire game series. Like, in the entire Ace Attorney series, I think this might be one of my favourite cases, if not my favourite case. It's so well done. With so many twists and so many turns. And there's also Rise, is it Rise from the Ashes? That one's also great, from the first game. Reva's insight. Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. Hornhead's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Oh, that was the pain, not murder. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. That is how he was determined to be the assassin. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly he perished in the attempt. So was he killed before? That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. My father's final memories. They're right here for everyone to see, but can any of them unlock the truth behind what happened 23 years ago? One can only hope. One can only hope. Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. What was the other one? Hornhead's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the crime scene. Wait a minute. Hold on. Crap, I need to reset this. You can see someone's reflection. Yeah. Oh, the hand! Oh! It's a hand! It's not a person. God, I'm dumb. I could not tell that was a person. Yeah, okay. Metallic sound. I don't know how well you can make it out, but yeah, there, sight.
Objection!
Yeah, it can't have been his fingerprints, they were wearing gloves. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter that was found at the crime scene. However, whoever threw the lighter was wearing gloves. The hand holding the lighter in the Seance vision appears to be gloved. Ah, I believe you are right. What could this mean? It calls into question whether the hand in the vision really was Dirk's. If only we could make out the details a little better. Very well, I will attempt to focus a bit more on what the deceased saw. Perhaps that will help refine the Seance vision. Insight revised. Oh my god, it actually does become clearer. Damn! It does seem that there was a glove on that hand. Still, what significance could that have? It means that Dirk's fingerprints got on the lighter at some other time. Somebody could have even put them there after the fire. All you have is pure speculation. While the fact remains that they are his fingerprints. Therefore, it stands to reason that Dirk was the one who used the lighter.
Objection!
It just means I have to prove that the figure in the vision is someone else, using the information in my father's final memories. Either way, it seems that I must revise my insights. Someone okay, so... But if someone had his prints on the lighter after the fact, then we know not to whom it belongs. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly perished in the attempt. Okay. Okay, she updated her insights. Time to go over them and see if there are any new inconsistencies to be found. So what else do we have? So, someone attempted to blah. Hornhead's father happened to stop by, was knocked out by the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the crime scene. Yep. If someone had his prints on the lighter after the fact, then we know not to whom it belongs. Wait a minute. They've got like a tattoo. Yeah. I suppose I could just select the mirror again. I suppose it doesn't matter where. I'm going with the tattoo though. Well, the armband. Either or. Someone who put his prints on the lighter after the fact, then we know not to whom it belongs. Shoot, that's not what I wanted. Present!
Objection!
Sheesh. Ba, ba, ba. Wait. Then this means that the real culprit is... The figure in this vision is clearly not Dirk. The distinctive band around their wrist gives their true identity away. That design. It can't be. This will prove just whose... Wait. This will prove just whose hand was captured in the seance vision. Oh god. Oh. Was it Inga? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was the okay, it was the band, not a tattoo. I'm dumb.
Take that!
Oh dear. That photo. So you do believe the culprit to be... Inga. Justice Minister Inga had cuffs with the exact same pattern on them. You're referring to the cuffs of Justice, correct? Yes. I hear they're a traditional part of a Karaini's Justice Minister's attire. It wasn't Inga. He wasn't a Justice Minister back then. 23 years ago, the Queen was. But what does this tell us? Nothing. It tells us that the figure in the vision is none other than Karain's late Minister of Justice. Inga Karkul Karain. That's not true though. No. Not my father. So he plotted the assassination of the former Queen as well as the current one. But he didn't. Justice Minister Inga. So then Dirk's innocence of both charges. The Defiant Dragons, they've been right all along. It wasn't Inga. Like, I know that. It wasn't Inga. Nayuta? What you've proposed is not possible, Apollo. For back then, Inga Karkul Karain was not the Minister of Justice. It was somebody else. What? The Justice Minister 23 years ago was the Queen. Garan. Yep. You, Queen Garan. What? Oh right, she served as the Minister of Justice before succeeding the throne. I guess she also prosecuted the assassination attempt 23 years ago as one. So then, the figure in this vision is actually... Your Eminence, it's you, isn't it? This is madness. Why would Her Eminence do such a thing? Because she would ascend to the throne. She wanted to usurp the throne from her sister Amara. That's why she tried to assassinate her. And pinned it on Dirk. Bitch! I knew from the beginning she was evil. I find this all very hard to swallow. Your Eminence, are you a bitch? Are you the one responsible for tearing my family apart? I was totally gonna quote The Room then, but I figured I shouldn't. And was it you who killed my father? Well, Your Eminence, I'm asking you a question.
Insolence!
Oh, fuck off. Peasants. Always carrying on about things of no import. You do not deny it then. You concealed the truth and used me for your own designs. Oh, Nayuta, spare me your feeble-minded line of questioning. Jeez. Even if Dirk were cleared of all charges, it shall still be I who decides Rafa's fate. You do wish for her to be queen someday, do you not? Also, if you really think about it, Garan has, like, the characteristics of every prosecutor that we faced beforehand. Kind of. Although more than anybody, she reminds me of Manfred. Yeah. Remember, the child lives only by my good graces. Now kneel before me and fulfill your end of the bargain by offering me your head. Can we take her out, please? Just kaboom! Your Eminence. I am done heeding your commands. Hey! He came to his senses. Even as you used my sister against me. I still believed you. I believed that protecting your secrets was in the best interest of this kingdom. But you have been deceiving me all the while. Nayuta, come to our bench. Nayuta, you dare defy me? Satura. Oh, is he gonna do the charm? Throw your little beads at her. Your Eminence. I can turn the other cheek no more. I mean, the fact you were turning the cheek before is a bit shitty. Therefore, I hereby retract my confession in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. Oh! Retract, you say? Dirk, the final piece of evidence you left behind, has released Nayuta from his suffering. And now, he's finally free. Wait. Is he gonna talk? What's he doing? In all this time, not once did I reflect on my own conduct, for I had believed all was fate. Lost in my own sense of resignation, I was unable to wake from my despair. But you, Apollo, you have awakened me with your demonstration of our father's creed. The dragon never yields. Whoa. He has that!
The dragon never yields.
Oh my god, that's badass. Is he gonna do the same? Yeah! Oh, I should have done the smile too. That'd have been cheesy, but it'd have been great too. I will carry on Dirk's legacy and fulfill his dream. Hear me, Garan. I will cast you down from your bloody throne. Long live the revolution. Oh damn. So that's what was underneath the glove. Or whatever it was. Insolent fool. Now even you prattle on about revolution? Her nail snapped. Would you look at that? Well, Apollo? It seems we're finally making some headway down the road that Dirk carved out for us. Yeah. Now if we could just prove Garan's guilt. We could continue on down that road towards the revolution Dirk dreamed of. Your Eminence, you have been accused of the crime committed 23 years ago, as well as the murder of Minister Inga. How do you plead? Oops. Would you like to say anything in your defense? Not so fast, Your Majesty. For the cuffs could have been stolen and used without my knowledge. So you see, they can hardly be considered proof of anything. Why, I believe you're right. But we know she's guilty. Well, lawyer, is there any other evidence you would have me refute? Oh, plenty. Unfortunately, this photo was the last piece of evidence Dirk left for me. So as far as evidence goes, I've got nothing else regarding that case from the past. However, now that Prosecutor Sadmani has retracted his confession, we'll have to redeliberate the current case from scratch. Yes, the defense speaks the truth. Even though it is clear who the guilty party is. Oh my god, we're working together. Queen Garan. The defense accuses you of the murder of Justice Minister Inga Karkul Karain. Fucking Jesus, what a mouthful. Woohoo! But do you have any evidence, Defense? Evidence that will prove Garan was the killer? There is still one more avenue for us to explore, Mr. Justice. There is? Minister Inga's final memories. In them, the Minister's killer posed as Dirk. Therefore, one must ask, how did the killer dispose of their disguise? Hey, you're right. A lot of blood would have spattered onto the killer. So the blood-soaked clothes would have been dealt with somehow. Burnt. If they're still around somewhere, then... I was wondering what absurd idea you would concoct next. Clothing could be disposed of most anywhere. I doubt you could find them now. Then you don't know us very well. Your benevolence. Yes? On the day of your father's murder, you had been watching the courtyard from 2 PM. Now during that time, you saw Queen Garan, did you not? Yes, I did. I saw my mother entering the palace from the courtyard. But I was told not to mention it because it had nothing to do with my father's murder. Ha! Rafer! You would not dare. I mean, to be fair, she's not even a mother, so... When the Queen headed into the palace, did she have Dirk's clothes in her possession? Why, yes she did. No. Oh. No, she did not. So, maybe she disposed of them somewhere in the courtyard. Or in the tomb. The police did a thorough sweep of the area following the crime. But they did not find anything resembling Dirk's clothes. But you knew that already, didn't you, Prosecutor? Yes, I admit no clothing was found. So you admit that you were merely speculating. Chasing phantoms and delusions of evidence that never existed. This makes no sense. Clothing doesn't just disappear like that. If Garan wasn't carrying any clothes, she must have gotten rid of them somewhere. Somewhere where she thought they'd never be found. The tomb? Oh! Oh! Where they'd never be found, huh? I believe Dirk's clothes were hidden here. Yeah, I would have said the tomb. It's just whereabouts in the tomb. The tomb? You believe the clothing was hidden there? Indeed, I do. Yes, it's the only place it can be. Very well. Where in the tomb do you believe the clothes were hidden? They mentioned somewhere that no one would think to look, so I'd have to say the coffin. Again. Of course, that makes perfect sense. The clothes weren't simply hidden, they were returned to where they belonged. Oh! And by that you mean... the killer would have had to get Dirk's clothes from somewhere. Ugh. Luckily, they were right there. Yes, of course. Oh, the blood on the arm! Because the blood on his... like, the three... well, to be fair, it's blood on his arm and also probably in the lower chest. But the three spots up above, or up top of where he got shot. At the time of the minister's murder, Dirk's body was already in the sarcophagus. So the killer could have simply borrowed his clothes. Right, before the minister entered the tomb, the killer put on Dirk's clothes. And then hid behind the curtain above the sarcophagus. And after the minister was killed, Dirk's clothes were returned to his body. So what? This is still all speculation. We know not whether those clothes were actually used in the murder. Therefore, you cannot prove that they are somehow connected to this case. That's where you're wrong. But I believe you already knew that. These clothes were definitely used during the minister's murder because of this. Yeah, the blood on the arm. I'd say everything that's below his, like, coat would be probably from when he was shot. But the blood on the arm, he got shot in the chest. It wouldn't somehow spatter onto his arm. Yeah, because of that blood. The bloodstains on Dirk's chest are no doubt the result of being shot by the Minister. However, that doesn't explain everything. There's also some blood spatter extending from his left elbow to his abdominal area. Okay, so both of those were part of that. Okay. I believe this blood spatter came from when Inga was killed. If the killer wore these clothes during the murder, then the blood spatter must have come from Minister Inga. I thought it was all Dirk's, but that makes sense. Only one way to be sure, though. Let's get those stains analysed right away. Indeed, this may be the conclusive evidence we need to prove the Queen's guilt. You cannot prove it was I who hid those clothes. They could very well have been hidden by a third party. I mean, the fact you're so visibly shaken about this is fairly obvious. But could they really? Oh! I'd say the possibility of someone other than Garan hiding the clothes does not exist, because only the royal family has a key to the coffin. Or sarcophagus. No, it's just not possible. Your Eminence, I recall you saying the following. Of course, flashback. The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. There we go. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Ah, so that came back to bite her in the arse. Whew. How painful. Karma's a bitch. That was your own testimony, word for word. Why, you insolent. Admit it. Only you could have hidden Dirk's clothes after they were used in the murder. I mean, the only other person would have been Inga, so you know. And that means you were the one who killed Justice Minister Inga. Insignificant worm. You dare accuse me, the ruler of Khura'in. Do not think for one moment that such impudence will be tolerated. I'm afraid such arguments are invalid here in this sacred hall, Your Eminence. Because even monarchs aren't above the law. It's the end of the line for you, Queen Garan. Garan. Whatever. Time to come down from that lofty throne and face justice. Oh! Well, there goes the nails again. Is that really? There's no way that's it. We didn't even get to see the like, awesome part, where we go into, like, that... We're on a rail, and we have to choose things. It's like one of my favourite parts of the cases. Like, putting it all together. Like, boom, 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 boom. Of course she's laughing. That's not a good sign. She seems fairly unfazed. Me, face justice? Surely you jest. You are in no position to force my hand, lawyer. Oh? No, she got new nails. Surely you haven't forgotten about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, should I be convicted of murdering my husband, your dear brother, who delivered false testimony in my defense, shall also be found guilty. What? That can't be, can it? By delivering false testimony in the course of protecting a guilty party, it is kind of abetting a criminal, I guess. Yeah, there we go. He would certainly be judged by this court as having supported a criminal. And the Defense Culpability Act would most definitely come into play. But that law is so broad that anyone could be convicted under it. When it comes to the DC Act, even I am conflicted, and yet, as it currently stands, it is the law of the land. And as you said earlier, no one is above the law. Of all the absurd things I've seen, this law really takes the cake. Now what? What can we even do at this point? You need not look so forlorn. Dirk has been cleared of all charges. So let us leave all thoughts of the real killer and revolution in the past where it belongs. She wants us to just let her off scot-free. And yet, I don't see any other choice. He's probably going to say, do it, Justice. We cannot yield to her here, Apollo. If it will move the revolution forward, I will gladly face the DC Act. Now do it. Accuse Queen Garan of the crime she has committed. But... there's that bloody book again. What you speak of is not revolution. Our kingdom will not function without its sovereign. And Rafa cannot ascend to the throne, for she is as yet incapable of channeling spirits. Thus to accuse me is to wish destruction upon our fair kingdom, you terrorist. Terrorist? If you would still insist on accusing me, then as ruling sovereign of Khura'in I proclaim the following. Of bloody course. And I shall have that smirk, bitch. All who imperil the crown, no matter the reason, shall be subject to immediate execution under the Queen's orders. Oh my god, you dick! What? Immediate execution? Do you still not comprehend? Then let me be clear. For the sake of this kingdom's future, and in accordance with the laws of Khura'in, I command that you be put to death at once. Oh dear. Wait. What the... oh god! What the fuck? Held up at gunpoint? Are you kidding me? Isn't this going a bit too far? Why is the Grand Royal Guard... they were on standby in case of an attack by foolishly optimistic terrorists. Now, if you would continue to oppose me, the very embodiment of the law, then under my regal authority, you shall all be put to death.
Objection!
Like I'm still objecting. Oh come on, this is insane, even for you. You can't possibly get away with something like this. This is a court of law. You can't just order our execution without due process. Wait, that was Phoenix. No, look, Apollo, truth and due process are certainly important. But so is your life, so think before you speak again. But... please, Apollo, do not make this any worse than it already is. I cannot lose you to the Twilight Realm. Or to the Twilight Realm too. What am I supposed to do? How do I win against an opponent that can rewrite the law as she sees fit? How can I ever bring her to justice? Is this really how it all ends? It is your life or your accusation, lawyer. You cannot hope for both. It is time to cease this insanity. What do I do? Should I accuse Queen Garan? Don't give up. Accuse. Don't care. I know what I have to do. Mr. Wright, you know that saying you're constantly reminding me and Athena of? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You never fail to surprise me, Apollo. And Nayuta, you know that creed we've known ever since we were kids. The dragon never yields. Apollo. They are not merely words. They are what's carried us this far. So now, it's time to honour these words and the memories of the ones who gave them to us. I couldn't agree with you more, Apollo. Those words are more important to me than you know. And if there's any time to remember them, it's now. It would seem, Apollo, that not one but two auspicious creatures dwell deep within you. A fierce dragon and a virtuous phoenix that shall scatter the clouds hiding the heavens. I shall join you in your death-defying bluff. I think I finally understand what those words really mean, and the resolve they embody. Are you smiling, even in the face of certain doom? Is there no end to your defiance? Unfortunately for you, no. I won't let fear or even the law force me to abandon the pursuit of truth. Because there is another saying in my country, the truth will set you free. Indeed. That is precisely what Dirk sought to do through this trial. He wished for us to break free from a certain despicable spider's immobilizing silk threads. We won't be intimidated by unjust laws or give in to fear. Abandoning the truth like that is just not a part of my playbook. There is only one path before us, revolution. The time to make Dirk's dream a reality is upon us. Holy fuck, This is great. Your Eminence, if you are the law here in Khura'in, then your very existence is wrong. Does your desperate bleating know no end? I know it's a bit late to ask, but what's the plan? Well, if Garan is going to execute us on the spot under the Defence Culpability Act, and the law itself derives its power from the authority of the Crown, then there's only one thing to do. We dethrone her. Right here, right now. Alright, but how? It's not like we have a lot of time to come up with a way to do it, either. I doubt she'll allow you to perform another cross-examination while we think. Don't worry, I'll come up with something. We'll be fine. We can't give up. Not now. We have to keep on fighting to the end. We can't allow these broken trials to go on. It's time to make things right. Now we do the thing. Oh, we do- yeah, we're doing the thing! Yes! My favourite part. If I accuse Garan, Naoto will be subjected to the... will be subject to the Defence Culpability Act. Which means he'll be put to death in accordance with the law. So the only way out of this is to dethrone Garan right now. Could this be the key to dethroning Garan? The Founder's Orb. Yeah. If is the Founder's Orb the key to the revolution? No, I think that's what that said. Does it tell me here? Oh, never mind. Whatever. Dirk was convinced that the orb is the key to the revolution, and Khura'in's future. In light of Garan's obsession with the orb, it makes a large amount of sense. She probably doesn't want anyone using it to gain spiritual powers and rights to the throne. Inga definitely tried to do just that, but that's where it starts to fall apart. Inga couldn't have channeled the Founder, even after abducting Miss Faye, after all. Oh, after all, he didn't know the Founder's name. Inga didn't know the Founder's name. The name of the Founder is only known to those who become Queen. That means that only people who currently know her name are Garan and Amara. So even if someone else had the orb, they wouldn't be able to channel the Founder. So that begs the question, why is Garan so fixated on the orb? Oh! Okay, let's not overthink this. Garan is obsessed with the orb because... she can't channel spirits. Garan wants spiritual power. Could it be? It's hard to believe, but that would make sense as to why Amara did the right. If she wants spiritual power, does that mean Garan can't channel spirits? That would explain why she had Amara perform the rite of channeling. Is that why she let Amara live? To stand in for her when the time came to channel spirits? Ah, so if Garan can't channel spirits, she'd be exiled, it would look bad. She has no claim to the throne. Oh, here we go. Garan has no claim to the throne. Garan's Defence Culpability Act was established under the Crown's authority. But if she has no claim to the throne, then the DC Act will would become null and void. No, not just the DC Act. All of the insane laws she's enacted would be swept away in one fell swoop. Oh. You claim the authority of the Crown. You of all people. That's a good one. Have you truly lost it, liar? Indeed. I would have the defense explain himself at once. Gladly. It's easy, Your Majesty. Why is Queen Garan so obsessed with the Founder's Orb? Why did she let Queen Amara live? And why was she having her mercifulness perform the rite of channeling in her place? The answer to these three questions point to a single conclusion. A fact that will shake this kingdom to its very core. I still do not follow, Apollo. You'll understand. Your Eminence, I have just one question for you, and please be honest. You can't actually channel spirits, can you? Ooh. What? You believe the Queen is not capable of communing with the dead? The defense will explain himself at once. In Khura'in, the ability to channel spirits is an absolute requirement for a would-be queen. But Your Eminence, if you were incapable of doing that, then you'd have no claim to the throne. Not only that, but every law you've passed would be rendered null and void. And you, the Garan Royal Guard. You seem to be rather enamoured with the Queen's supposed spiritual power. But what if she had none? What if she were just an ordinary person, a pretender to the throne? That's crazy talk. Impossible. Everyone knows only spirit mediums can become queen. Such blasphemy. On what grounds do you make such a defamatory claim? Queen Garan, if you think I'm just out to defame you, then prove it. Prove it using this piece of evidence you want so badly. Yes! The Founder's Orb! She knows her name, so, you know. All the conditions for summoning the Founder should be in place. With the Orb, we know what the Founder looks like. And as Queen, you should know the Founder's name. But she doesn't. I get the feeling it's only Amara that knows the name. Now, if you would, Your Eminence. Please show us the great spiritual power you bear as Grand Priestess of Khura'in. Oh, to witness Her Eminence's great power with our own eyes. The Holy Mother will appear before us. Oh, great miracle of miracles. Praise be Your Eminence. May your mighty spiritual power show us the way. Oh, you idiots. Enough. Enough, I say, you mindless cretins. Your Eminence, can it be that you cannot? No. I want a lawyer. Someone one at once.
Objection!
Aren't you forgetting something? There aren't any lawyers left in Khura'in. You can thank your Defense Culpability Act for that. Your Eminence, please give us a glimpse of your magnificent spiritual power. Summon Her Holiness so she may guide us. I've heard enough from you. Out of my sight, all of you. If you truly are capable of channeling spirits, then get on with it already, Your Eminence. You sneaky, underhanded wretch of a lawyer. That reminds me. You said something to this effect earlier. It's time to cease this insanity. Don't you feel stupid for saying that now? Indeed. Of all the things she has said, I can think of nothing more ludicrous. Apollo. Teach this deceitful, putrid queen a lesson she won't soon forget. What, that a dragon never yields? Gladly, because it really is time to cease this insanity. Wait. Oh, damn. Sugaran. Your reign of terror ends here. Oh my god. Very well. Demonstrating my facility as a spirit medium is simple enough. Behold, the magnificent power to commune with the dead. Is this her breakdown? Your Eminence. Okay. I'm confused. O great spirit of the Founder who dwells in the Twilight Realm. Heed the secret covenant of the Orb, and appear here before us. Oh, here it comes. It's not gonna do anything. Ew. What's wrong? Are you not feeling well? O spirit of the Founder, grace us with your presence. The time is now, I beseech you. Appear before us. Heed my call. Founder, please. Oh no! Oh! Oh, damn. No, wait. I was just warming up. The rite actually starts from now on. Look. Holy... Mother... What the fuck happened? She fell into the pool of souls. Wow. Well, there it is. Whew. Prosecutor Sadmadi, how is her eminence? It seems she now believes that she herself is the Holy Mother. Oh, great. I see. But her attempt at spirit channeling failed, did it not? Sadly, she seems unable to accept the facts. I fear it'll be quite a challenge to question her later. And what, if I may ask, was her motive? I understand that she killed Minister Inga in order to prevent his coup d'etat. But what of her attempt to assassinate Queen Amara 23 years ago? I'm pretty sure that was just so she could get to the throne. To become queen herself, maybe she just craved power and attention. She likely developed a psychological complex from her inability to channel spirits, and grew jealous of her sister. That is why she kept Queen Amara alive to perform the rite of channeling for her. In that way, it would seem as if she had great spiritual power. In short, she built a cult of personality upon fear and lies. Then again, do not all tyrants? So then, she never really intended to kill Amara, huh? What I don't understand is why Queen Amara ever listened to Garan in the first place. Especially 14 years ago, before Rafa was being held hostage. Why would she keep letting the people of Khura'in think she was dead? While she kept quietly performing the rite of channeling for Garan. My mother is a gentle soul by nature, and loves her sister dearly. So when Garan told her to hide because Dirk was out to kill her, she believed it. What's more, she did not wish to tarnish the name of her beloved sister. That is why she acquiesced so obediently to Garan's request to keep channeling for her, until she fled with Dirk and was told the truth, that is. So that's what happened. And since Rafa was being held captive, I imagine Amara had no choice but to help cover up the truth behind Inga's murder. Yeah, living secretly as Rafa's servant Nena. No doubt only deepened her love for her daughter. She'd do anything to keep her safe. All the more reason to hide the painful truth from her. Well, that was a case for the ages. Prosecutor Sadmadi has been cleared of all suspicion in the murder of Minister Inga. As has Mr. Dirks Sadmadi in the assassination attempt on Queen Amara. Now then. I think it's high time I handed down my verdict on Dirk and Nayuta Sadmadi. Not guilty! Yeah! Awesome. And there it is, that's technically the end of the game, but I do still have the DLC case, which I'll do at some point. Like, it'll be sometime soon, it's just Ace Attorney is going to be at the bottom of my, like, next to record list for a while, because I've basically just played it non-stop. It's because I really wanted to finish the case, and it took 9 hours. Wait, no, I think it's taken 8. Oh no, probably has taken about 9, actually. Dirk, I hope you're watching. I proved your innocence. Nayuta's smiling again. And that revolution you've always dreamed of is finally happening. With this, may I finally say, this court is adjourned. Phew! And there it is. God, what a doozy. That last case was really good. All the way throughout it was really, really good. Way to go, Apollo. I was on the edge of my seat when those guards stormed the courtroom. That was a shocker, alright. Can't imagine anything like that happening back home. I know, right? I was ready to go on down there and teach them a lesson myself. Okay, what would you do? Really? I was barely able to hold her back. Hold me back? You were about to go ballistic after a while there, Athena. Yeah, well, I was thinking about helping you smack a few of them down, to be honest. Remind me to never say or do anything to deserve a Maya Athena double suplex. You did a fine job out there today, Apollo. Thanks for all the great advice, Mr. Wright. Nah, it was all you. That perseverance and never say die attitude you showed was impressive. I actually learned a thing or two myself. What? From me? That's a laugh. There were any number of times where I wouldn't have blamed you for giving up. But you stuck it out to the end and came away triumphant. By sheer force of will. Now that's a dragon for you. An inner strength forged in countless trials. You overcame the most desperate and hopeless situation I've ever seen. I don't know about all that. I mean it. You've really come a long way, Apollo. I've nothing but respect for your abilities as an attorney. Really? Aren't you exaggerating just a little bit, Mr. Wright? You did it, Apollo. You finally won his seal of approval. But what about me, Nick? My channeling's come a long way too. After all, I was deemed worthy enough to be used in 2 major crimes already. Yeah, and 2 major chances for me to become someone for you to channel next. Honestly, I couldn't have done this without the support of each and every person here. Mr. Wright, Athena, Nyuta, and of course, Dirk. That was pretty cool, Polly. Wait, oh, it's Trucy. Trucy? Trucy, what are you doing here, Edgeworth? It's magic. I'm afraid she employed the old let's stow away in Mr. Edgeworth's suitcase trick. Oh my god. What? Though it certainly explained why my suitcase was so heavy. Tell me you at least noticed it was heavier than usual. Trucy? Do you even have a passport? My magic panties are an extra-dimensional space. It's like a mini-universe in there. I can produce a passport at the drop of my hat. Right. Maybe some things in this world are better left a mystery. Hornhead, Barbed Head. Oh, she smiled. I'm forever in your debt for what you've accomplished in this Hall of Justice. Without your presence, I may have never changed as I have this day. It's pathetic, I know. That's where you're wrong, your benevolence. It was you who changed yourself. Only you could choose to defy Garan. And that decision was yours and yours alone. That's right. All we did was present you with an opportunity. And you made use of it with gusto. This victory is yours, your benevolence. You should be proud of yourself. I see. So, I am worthy of my title after all. Ha! Oh my god. I shall work to heal our kingdom so that it may know peace and prosperity once more. She shall bounce back quick. So, your benevolence, I take it you learned the truth of your origins. That you are the daughter of Dirk and Queen Amara. Yes, my mother, I mean, Her Eminence told me. She said it was a part of my disciplining. If you can call it that. Sounds more like blackmail. Keep quiet or I'll tell everyone you're the daughter of a criminal. Yeah. My mother was so insufferable. Or should I say, my former mother. Sounds like there was no love lost there. But you cleared Dirk's name. My true father will no longer be known as a criminal. Therefore, I have nothing more to fear. So what's next for the Kingdom of Khura'in? I mean, you lost your queen, so... Her benevolence, Princess Rafer will ascend to the throne. Is that Amara? Oh, it's Nyuta. I thought it was Amara for some reason. Nyuta, but she can't channel spirits yet, right? Indeed. Which is why I will act as regent on her behalf. Until the day she comes into her own. Yes, your help will be greatly appreciated, Prosecutor Sad. Brother? Ah, big brother. Bruh. Is she going to say what I think she is? Big brother? What are you looking at, you horn-headed nincompoop? Oh, I got katonked. Even Apollo got katonked. In any event, I will be assisted by Nyuta and Queen Amara for the time being. Queen Amara? Our country offers counsel to the rulers of neighbouring kingdoms through channeling. It is a duty I intend to fulfill myself one day. But for now, I'll have Queen Amara assist me in that capacity. So then, she's going to be alright. Yes, it seems the bullet went straight through her without doing any serious damage. That's a relief. I just heard footsteps and wondered what the hell was happening. You did it, AJ! Thanks to you, both Dirk and Nayuta beat the charges against him. And you got the revolution rolling to boot. The revolution? Dirk. I guess you were right to believe in me after all. Yes, sir. There's going to be some major changes around here. The legal system's going to return to its rightful state, like how Dirk always wanted. And the name of Apollo Justice will go down in Karaini's history. Yeah, right. No, Nayuta, before I forget, there was something I wanted to give you before I head back home. You wish to give me something? Yes, as Dirk's birth son, I think you should have this. My attorney's badge. His attorney's badge. This is Dirk's. I have to get back to the States. And I know you're a prosecutor and all. But as the man that's going to change Karain, it's only right that you have it. To change Karain? Yeah, in Dirk's place. Apollo, I'm afraid I must refuse your gift. What? Why? There is something I would like to show you. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? Mr. Wright, won't you and your friends please join us? Oh, sure. Wait, what? Cutscene. 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 Aw, no cutscene. Fuck. Man, I was so happy. Former Sadmadi law officers. So why'd you bring us here, Nayuta? Apollo, I want you to stay here in Karain. What? But why? We have lost our queen and our kingdom stands at a crossroads. Most of all, we will need to rebuild our entire legal system. Naturally, that includes the reintroduction of lawyers to the court. Wait, you're not asking me to... Yes, I want you to take over this law office. With you as a lawyer, and me as a prosecutor, we shall rebuild Karain's legal system from the ground up. Ah, you want me to help you rebuild the legal system? That's a lot to take in. Apollo, I cannot do this without you. As a lawyer, you are Dirk's spiritual heir. And having studied in America, your legal knowledge will be indispensable. This is way out of my league. The revolution is still in its infancy, but it was Dirk's dream to restore the legal system to its rightful state. Will you not help me realize that dream? Come on, AJ. You know it's what Dirk would have wanted. Let's do it together. You must be taken aback by my sudden request, but please give it some thought. Of course. I'm honored that you asked. Still, I have my job back at the right anything agency to consider too. Don't you worry about that, Apollo. Besides, this is something only you can do. Something only I can do. I mean, to be completely honest, our office would be a bit short on firepower without you around, but hey. Mr. Wright. Actually, I'm sorry, but I can't get on board with this. Athena? I mean, there's still so much I want to learn from you, Apollo. That's right, it won't be the same without you. And everyone back home would really miss you too. There's no way I can agree to this. Still, if you really wanted to stay... Yeah, Athena's right. It won't be easy, but... Athena, Trucy... Apollo, no one but you can make this decision. Know that I will not question whatever choice you make. Our flight leaves tomorrow morning, Apollo. Think you can make up your mind by then? I'll try. Oh. Talk about a difficult decision. Should I go back to the US and continue working at the Right Anything Agency? Or should I stay in Karain and help Nayuta rebuild the legal system? What's the right thing for me to do? Don't make me choose. Please. Good. 8 AM? We're up bright and early. The bus to the airport will be here any minute. I wonder where Apollo is. Oh! Do you think he decided to stay here in Karain? I bet he was up all night thinking. This is a life-changing decision after all. But whatever he decides, I'll have to accept it. I guess this means no more courtroom battles alongside him. Hey guys! I know that booming voice anywhere. Or I'd know that booming voice anywhere. Whew, I made it. Apollo, you're here. Does this mean you're coming home with us? Well, about that. Mr. Wright? Yes? I've made up my mind. Here it is. The moment of truth. I still have so many things to learn from you. But I've decided to stay in Khura'in. You're staying? But I feel like I have to pick up where Dirk left off. I can't let his sacrifice go to waste. I see. Plus, I want to teach others everything you've taught me about being a lawyer, Mr. Wright. Apollo. Dirk's roadmap for the future. And your teachings. I believe that these two things will save the people of this kingdom and further unrest. Or from further unrest, God. I want to do this. No, I have to do this. Apollo. I've never felt prouder. Proud to have had such an amazing attorney working under me. But someday, I'll return. Hey! I'll return to the US. Once the new legal system here is firmly in place, I'll be back. Scout's honor. Will we really see you again, Apollo? You bet. Not that I have any idea how long it'll be. But I promise you this, everyone. I'll keep on learning and growing. And I'll come back to the US an even better lawyer. So don't you forget about me. Of course we won't, Apollo. There will always be a spot waiting for you back at the office. In the meantime, we'll be rooting for you. So knock 'em dead. You got it, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna miss you, Polly. But if this is it, then I'm gonna support your choice all the way. Thanks, Trucy. Good luck with your magic act. I know you'll do Troop Gramarye proud. I'll be cheering for you too, Apollo. But don't think you're the only one with room to grow. The next time we meet, you probably won't even recognize me. In other words, game on. You bet, and I'm gonna win. I'm gonna miss you too, Apollo, but I can't wait to see where your new adventure will take you. Well, there's our bus. I guess this is it, Apollo. I'll never forget everything you've done for me, Mr. Wright. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Here's to seeing you back in the US again someday. Until then, you know where to find me. Have we lost to stop them visiting? No cutscene? The legacy of those who came before us. Hey! It's handed down from parent to child. Bow, bow, bow. And from mentor to disciple. We must never stall or stagnate, but continue to grow and change. All that we've been taught, the beliefs and convictions that have been passed down to us. We must continue to nurture them so we in turn can pass them on to the next generation. No cutscene? There we go. Finally, good.
Are you really sure you're okay with him staying, boss?
Uh-huh. I always figured he'd leave the nest someday.
I think they're almost here.
Just a little. Got it.
Why don't we go and check it out, AJ?
Hey! Oh my god, she's smiling. There's Nayuta. Aw. Oh, Justice Law Offices. Oh, nice. Wow. God, that really feels like the end of just the Ace Attorney series, at least for Apollo. Quite weird. It just feels very final. Go on, Mr. Hat, introduce yourself. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. Nice to meet you. I wanted to take this opportunity to announce my solo debut. It seems Mr. Hat doesn't want Apollo to leave him in the dust. We're fierce rivals, you know, I can't let him hog the spotlight. It's just not the same without Polly, is it? Yeah, I kind of miss him too. I know, we should go visit him in Karine. I'm gonna say, there's nothing stopping him visiting. This game was incredible. In-fucking-credible. After seeing Mr. Justice in action, I got to thinking, what can I do for Karine? Then it came to me. Tourism, that's what. I've developed Karine's tourism industry and bring in more visitors. I'll roll out a night tour centered on the Founder's Orb. Ooh, and I'll make a museum. Dedicated to the Defiant Dragons. Boy, the ideas just keep on coming. The only thing I don't like about this game is the hand-holding. They do it a bit too much. And the constant use of flashbacks. That starts to get old real quick when you've seen the flashback. Like, the one with Maya was the worst. When you see the same flashback like 3 times. I want to congratulate you on becoming a forensic investigator, Detective Sky. Thank you. The prosecutor said Marty says he has need of me. So starting tomorrow, I'll be working in Karine for a while. Look at it this way. It's sure to be an educational experience. True, plus I can't let that kid show me up. I'll see what I can do for Karine's... Is it inventions? Well, challenges, blah blah blah. I look forward to our next... God. Our next investigation upon your return. God. No, the worst flashback was the one with Maya and Rafa. Damn that forehead face. Ever since he revealed the secret behind our teleportation trick. Show requests have totally dried up. We'll be out on the streets if we don't find some work soon. Maybe we should take Druzy up on her offer. She could say... Oh god. She said we can make our debut as magicians at the Right Anything Agency. Shut up, I'm gonna show her up someday. I didn't get to read that. Nothing fires you up like a bit of rivalry. God, why? Why is it so fast? Bloody hell. But yeah, the flashback with Maya and Rafa, that one being shown like 3 times was a bit much. Especially when it showed it twice in the same case, within an hour of each other. It was just like, why? Why was that necessary? Oh, they got a baby! Karine is just like this child right now, full of life and limitless possibilities. I have faith that Dirk and my darling to Rust... I didn't get to read that. Have no fear. We'll see Dirk's legacy through to the end. And just for Junior there, here's the secret to being a man amongst men. Behold the dance pose. Ooh, it sounds like little Fata is saying no thanks. Come on, little guy, don't be shy. I'm reading it the best I can. I've probably fucked it up. But yeah. It goes by so fast. My voice also really hurts. My throat hurts. I've been pulling double duty ever since Apollo left, but that's okay. I'm going to make Simon recognize me for the awesome lawyer that I am. She's quaking in her boots. Shh, Biscuit, I can do it, and I will. Mr. Wright will be calling me his right-hand woman before you know it. Let's do this. God, so all that's left is the DLC case, which is nowhere near as long as this. It's nowhere near as long as Case 5. Bucky, how dare you deliver my order in such a sorry state? Don't be mad, Simey. There was a huge party at my shop yesterday. But, it should still taste fine. Here, try some. You great big pillock. I just lost my appetite because of you. It's hard to find good help these days. Wouldn't you say, old chum? Wait. Old chum? Wait, who? Okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't think the DLC case will be anywhere near as long as this one. This one was massive. That trial the other day really inspired me. I've even created a Rakugo routine based on Shisho's case. It's a mystery story that will keep flipping the audience's thinking on its head. It's called The Scary Udon Noodle. You're giving away too much in the title. Keeping the Tornado School going is our way of paying penance and repaying our debt to Shisho. And that includes Rakugo training for that kid, Owen. Oh yeah. Oh, Owen was the other one, wasn't he? It was the other personality that resides inside him. How many more people are there? Of course. Sarge, with my newfound mobility, even ancient ruins and their fancy schmancy Tomb Raider traps are no match for me. Fire! Hey, she's standing. The university where my father worked is letting me help with a dig. One day I'll discover an unknown ancient civilization and dedicate it to him. I'll also be going on a dig in Khura'in soon. That private justice had better not be slacking off. I love the credits for these games, because it's just additional dialogue. It's great. Hey! I'm going to be super busy now that I'm the head of the Fake Clan. Don't worry, Mystic Maya. I'll do whatever I can to help. Thanks, Pearly. Our first order of business will be to revolutionize Khura'in Village. Oh, I have an idea. How about opening a store where we can buy new outfits like the City Girls wear? Well, look who's all grown up now. But I think there are a few more pressing matters to take care of first. Yeah, you're right. I guess it'll be a while before I get my revolutionary makeover. Man. So if I had not stopped, this would have taken me 7 hours and 15 minutes. Mother, now that you have stopped being Nana, I want a new Nana. I wonder if there would be anyone willing to serve you in that capacity. You are quite a handful after all. I am? With a simple wave of your hand. You would have your attire changed, meals prepared, and even teeth brushed. To think I put such undue burden upon you. You, a Grand Priestess of Khura'in. Fear not. Rafa, you'll have plenty of time to which make something. Perhaps you can start one of your famous shoulder rubs. God. Why did it move the fucking text so soon? So fast? I can't remember what the DLC case is called. I think it's Turnabout Time Traveler, or something. It's Turnabout Time something. Her benevolence has taken to calling me Braidhead. Even worse, she trembles... Ah, crap. What have I done to deserve such animosity? While it is true that I am merciless within the Hall of Justice, to be given such a dismissive name is entirely uncalled for. Oh, what am I to do? Perhaps I shall consult Apollo about this. Braidhead. She just likes to call people head. The best part is it started as an insult, but then started to become like a term of endearment towards Phoenix and Apollo. Barbed head and hornhead. There it is. Ooh. How is he doing, Mr. Wright? Great, he's a respectable lawyer in his own right. He even has his own practice called Justice Law Offices. Thank you. This wouldn't have been possible without you. Oh, before I forget, I made a copy of this photo for you. A photo? Oh! It's Lammy. Jove. It's his mother. It's so good to see him again. Don't you think it's about time we told them the truth? After all, they've both grown into fine young people now. Yes, you're right. Perhaps it's about time they knew. Yeah. That was Lammy. Oh my god, that's great. Oh, wait, whoa. Oh, right, I was about to say, what is this? Wait, more? Wait, I'm confused. Is this more credits, or... I'm not entirely sure what the hell these credits are for. They're very short. Oh wow, it's actually showing every case. It's all the cutscenes. Except for obviously the beginning one, because that was like a 3-minute cutscene. Not bad. Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed this game. My only issue with the second trilogy, maybe not even the second trilogy, my only problem with Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice is they started to just become a bit too... not easy, because some of the things you can get really, really stuck on, but they kind of beat it over your head what you're supposed to choose, and I don't know, I just kind of wish it wasn't so simple. Or that they, you know, took their hand off. But I suppose being like this makes it more accessible. It doesn't make the cases any worse either. Oh god. But that's my one issue with Dual Destinies and this. But a new issue that arises with Spirit of Justice that I don't like is... I wouldn't say they're like overly reliant on flashbacks, it's more the fact they just use them a bit much. There's Owen. Yeah, they just use... they use flashbacks too much. Hey! Phoenix versus Apollo. I can understand why the flashbacks exist in the first place. It's because, with this being developed originally on a handheld system, you'd probably only play it in chunks. So flashbacks are basically there as like a reminder. But, yeah, they just use them a bit much. Oh well. Still an enjoyable game, and very good. I'm also not entirely sure whether this is going to be out Ace Attorney Investigations 2. I think it will. So it's been 3.5 hours, so... I think that means it's at... I don't know how many parts it would be at. Yeah, come to think of it, I'm not entirely sure. But I still have one case left, and I think it's probably... If I had to put a number on it, I'd probably say there's like 6 to 8 hours left, maybe? So, yeah. Hey, it's a picture. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, dear Mr. Wright. Can't believe it's already been a few months since I decided to stay in Khura'in. Huh. Oh, there it is. Dear Mr. Wright. I can't believe it's already been a few months since I decided to stay. I'm sorry I haven't been good about keeping in touch, but things have been really hectic. Rebuilding a legal system I'm not yet familiar with has been a real challenge. But I will say, it's given me plenty of work to keep me busy. Oh, there we go. So is that where Apollo's story ends? Oh shit! There's more?! My god. Have you not given the autopsy report even a cursory glance, Mr. Justice? It's just, I have 15 clients on my plate right now. Though I probably shouldn't have accepted all 15 at the same time. Yep. Oh, please. Are you going to help me rebuild Khura'in's legal system or not? If you are, we need to move through this case backlog faster. Yeah, I know, but... Besides, those 15 are only the beginning. There are 10 more awaiting your services. Huh? I too have friends and acquaintances seeking legal representation. And being that you are the only lawyer in the country, I told them to contact you. I estimate you will only add about 16 clients to your caseload. Huh? Now wait just 1 minute. I've been handing out advertisements for your new office. They read... From legal advice to investigating extramarital affairs, even yak milking. For a limited time only, these services, oh my god, and more are free down at Justice Law Offices. I've already received requests from 380 new clients. I want to go home. I'm going to have to say something, aren't I? I trust you did your Cords of Steel exercises this morning. Well, go on. There is no need to hold back. Oh, an objection, of course. Now that you mention it, we have yet to hear you shout today. Yes, and I have grown quite drowsy from these tedious proceedings. I could use a loud something to wake me up. Do not disappoint me, Hornhead. Is it gonna pop up? Objection? There's really only one thing to say at a time like this. It's a word I've said countless times in my career, but one I'll never tire of. Hey! Objection!
Objection!
Awesome. Fantastic. Ow. I just like smacked my teeth. There it is. Holy balls. What a final case. That was so huge. Man. Wait. Oh, no. No thanks. There's only one other game out that I can actually play. And that's, The Great Ace Attorney. It's the game I'll be covering after I'm finished with Spirit of Justice. I'm hoping The Great Ace Attorney 2 will be done, but I don't know how far through the fan translators are. But if it's not done by the time I finish The Great Ace Attorney, then it's fine. I'll just cover it at another point down the road. But what a game. I mean, I'm making it sound like I've finished, but I haven't. There's still one case left, but for the final story case, that was incredible. Ah, man. Either way, that's going to be the end of the session. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, take care. And for those who stopped by the stream, thanks for stopping by. It's much appreciated. Have a good day, and I'll see you next stream.